As there are mind games happening on screen, there's a much more dangerous mind game happening in their minds when they got Bonchan trapped in the corner as opposed to Mena RD, I've noticed. In the last couple of rounds, and it seems to be working out in Mena's favor right now. Tap parry does not get punished.
Oh, that could have been a huge punish as well. Another whip throw, man. Mena RD is throwing out every single wish in the well.
I mean, sometimes it can work, sometimes it doesn't. There's the grab. Let's see, trying to perfect parry. Uppercut. Knocked out.
Almost mirror images of how the rounds have ended.
And if it's a knock in a block string to try and stop the drive rush cancel pressure, they're most likely going to do their OD uppercuts in the corner. Speaking of which, that's the other way they're doing the OD uppercuts. It keeps going slam dunk. Interesting usage of meter.
He's the only one that's been doing it all week, I think. Or actually all season.
Well, unless it's going to kill. Nice. Knockdown there, and that looked very safe. Unless it's going to kill, no one else really does it. From what I've noticed anyway. Later attack. Dangerous territories we're walking in. Walks away on the stand median kick as well. Bonchan needs to readjust his spacing to try and deal with that stand median kick, but he's trapped in the corner, so he's got other things to think about.
What a backdash read against the throw. Single hit. The big check into the level 3. Not going to necessarily kill, but it puts Bonchan in another dire situation. Could be guess for game.
Oh, you can just hold it. Yeah, takes the crown. Just keep him low on drive gauge. Both of them are low on drive gauge, but it is Mena with a healthy life lead here. A humongous one at that. So he can take a combo here, and he's going to have to cash out. He will have to do it. It's probably the CA version as well, so he gets to regenerate as little as possible while taking away 2 stocks from Mena. What's the big choice going to be? Does he want to go 2-0 up, or is he going to wait? He's going to wait. It's safe here, near the corner.
Oh, and immediately changing up the situation for the drive gauge for both.
He can't be too... Oh,
he can't be too what? He can't be too eager.
I was about
He can't be too anxious.
I was about to say he can't be too obvious and try to close the gap with a drive rush or something, but even then he was mixing in different versions of the Sandblaster. You thought he was going to take a moment of pause, and when you saw that, that's when Bonchan thought he found his opportune moment. But Mena, again, they're high level. Some of the strongest Luke players you see in the world in course in those situations, depending on what it is. You're going to think on the exact same wavelength in terms of how they want to oppress you, as well as how you're going to counter. And there's another OD uppercut to interrupt some pressure. 2-0 here in this anchor match once again between these two. He might get 6 games in a row.
We'll see how it goes. It's looking like it right now, and a little bit of a stagger again into the crouching jabs. Off of that counter hit. Yeah, making him pay that fee just in case if he wants to get out of that corner.
Still hasn't been able to get the perfect parry on the heavy knuckle though. I like that he's holding the parry. No drive reversal from that though.
Well, he got a perfect parry off of something.
Yeah, that's what it is. As long as you get the perfect parry in the right situation at the right time, it's all good.
No anti-air, surprisly.
Not even a crouching heavy. Have you seen how laser focused these guys are on the ground? I don't blame him for not anti-airing.
What? Oh, what a time. I don't know, Mena RD kind of like shook up in his seat. I don't know if he wanted to do that overhead. Pretty far.
Not from there, gets the back throw, positional advantage in Mena's favor. He can turn this round around in this scenario. Bonchan doesn't want to put himself in burnout unless it's going to be a hit confirm or something.
Word? Oh my!
Hang on a minute, someone's going to have to take a risk. They're walking it out here, one button will do it.
As soon as green happens for anybody on the drive gauge, best believe it's going to be an OD or a drive
They've still got level 1s available.
Oh boy.
Oh dear, that's scary.
And there's the drive rush. Ah, so you thought Bonchan also thought it was his turn, but no, he was way too close. Great reactions from Mena RD.
I think he set up the position to kind of see that drive rush coming there. Good that he checked it with the light kick there, but he can actually put his team in a very good position, and he's confident with that as well.
My God, it's all falling apart for Bonchan. Mena RD establishing that life lead early, getting that drive gauge back as well. What's the choice now for Bonchan on defense?
Okay.
Very deep uppercut.
He's not deterred by the situation here, and that is going to close it out because he's going to get the blast knuckle into the 20 points to equalize for Team Bandits here. So that means we're at 60 apiece, Vicious.
Oh my God. They heard our cries, man.
Our last match, it seems the fixture has been determined, and it will be Ryusei.
Godlike. Actually godlike. He's been in this position before, I tell you. In Street Fighter League Japan, he is not a stranger. having to face off in the anchor spot against a Luke player. However, oh my, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
What if it's Blanca? Oh no, wait, did it lock in Luke? He still has a chance to switch. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
He does.
So very familiar situation for Ryusei. However, Mena has the option of going into Blanca if he loses the first game. Right here, baby. Right here. Boom, called it.
All right, I'll give you your flowers. Don't worry. That's a good choice because it's been a little while since he's come on. He's been watching. He's been eyeing up the teammates in the back. Maybe he felt, it's like, look, I really need to do something now. And it is a game changer. It is SFL World Championship game changer as he squints at the screen.
What's funny is, like, Kaba's already kind of like low-key popping off. He was looking at like the camp behind him, or at least in the stands. I'd imagine this is something that he was already prepared for. Like, Mena RD, obviously, he has a pocket JP in his own hands as well, and also faces off against Xiaohai if need be, and also the other JPs of the world. So, we'll see, man. Kaba was already looking or sounding kind of confident. I can kind of hear him from here. He's like already popping off. So we'll see how it plays out.
They're talking about it right now. Xiaohai is giving Mena RD a little bit of tips, maybe some insider knowledge at a certain situation or how to counter a certain thing, because again, he does play JP. He has a formidable JP himself, hailing from the Chinese region. And yeah, it is Luke. He sets up with the JP here, Ryusei. He's probably had a little chat with Bonchan, or he's had enough data to collect over the past 6 encounters, or so say 3 encounters. But
my biggest fear is how he responds to the chaos that Blanca can deliver to him if the Luke doesn't do it from an RD.
He would have thought about that for sure, because usually if you're going up with someone with dual mains or more than one character in their pocket, you think about one, you practice for one, but you have to keep the other one in the back of your mind just in case.
I forget. Mena RD is also not one to shy away from the JP mirror match. He's done so before at Street Fighter League US.
Okay.
Man, this is tough. This is actually the hardest draw.
It might be one of the toughest matches you see of the weekend. Kaba hyping up the crowd.
He's doing our job for us.
Hey,
same with Christitarian. Appreciate y'all.
Keep that noise, keep that energy, ladies and gentlemen, because this is the final match here at SFL World Championships. Ryusei, Mena RD duking it out to see who wins the title and the 4 rings. Let's get to it.
This is essentially a $50,000 money match.
Well, we'll see. First Blood literally went to a sandblaster there. And you got to be careful. And there was a whiff punish there, but no drive rush cancel. Amnesia to kick things off.
So I might have lied when I said he's not too keen on throwing it out there like that, but you know?
We'll see. Full screen already, low on drive gauge, full conversion there for Ryusei, and he is laser focused from what I can see on that player cam. He's going to set up a departure as well.
He's got the 15-degree tilt, Jammers. He is definitely on serious gamer mode for sure. Look at the damage to the drive gauge and also the chip, putting himself in there, totally fine with that because he has the corner positioning. Oh, but this really tries to take.
Oh, and he got hit.
What
he mistimed it. He wasn't expecting the stride block to last that long there, and he gets the overhead kick. Waiting with the button there. He really wanted the 3-piece there. Gets the crouch fist and his drive gauge is back. But so is Mena RD's. Sandblaster to get rid of the OD departure. This is huge. And he can take the round. He's got to do the whole thing.
Man. Even in perfect parry. Where's the scaling, man?
I mean, he was going to do a decent amount of damage anyway. And he built the level 2 punish counter. Flash knuckle, but too far to get any sort of conversion. And it will be interdiction. That rolls the animation here. But what's the set play going to be? Is it going to be OD departure? Will he chase him down?
Why not? He does chase, though. He walks him down. He called him out, too. Ryusei went for the jump after the feint.
I mean, the Hammer of Justice is not pulled that for no reason. Oh, there you go. Gets out of there and then tries to feint something with a check with the heavy flash knuckle. OD departure. He just waits. And only one connected because the other one disappeared off screen.
Yeah, same with this instance as well. Oh, you thought you could do that right in front of him? The recovery gets clipped.
He is being so stubborn by making sure he doesn't get any sort of scenario from those departures. Lands at level 3. Drive rushes in. Throw tech there from Ryusei at the check.
So delayed.
He's got to push him away. He has to keep him out. That could have been punished,
God.
surely.
Crouching medium punch, perhaps? Even crouching medium
kick? Get 14. It could have caught him with a sweep, but it's irrelevant right now because he gets the target combo, the triple threat, into the OD uppercut here. This first game, boy.
OD on OD.
He's going to change everything. Gets the conversion once again.
What was that?
Maybe one of his arrow. Overhead block.
Great defense from Mena RD. The drive gauge slightly in favor of Mena. And this is exactly what he needs to get his offense and the quarter carry. More importantly, spine buster, that's one. Damn, who's popping off in the crowd? I hear you.
Try to press the button. There's a crouching fist. You can't get out of there. And the amnesia failed attempt. And he's trying to perfect parry. He's feeling the pressure, Vicious. He's in there.
You think you could get a departure here? Meta RD immediately going right into the drive rush to punish accordingly. Ryusei, he's stuck in the hot seat. We still got a best of 3 to go with Bonchan immediately standing up to give advice. The 30-year-old pro from Japan, Ryusei, no stranger to the readjustments, no stranger to any scenarios, I feel like.
Would you believe at one point it was 50-10 to FAV?
Yes, I can.
And what? They turn around.
It's FAV.
And he's getting final words, wise words from Bonchan. His perception on when amnesia is going to come out is huge, Mena. He knows the stakes of when they have to do an amnesia. I really got to give credit for that.
Elite game sense for sure. Man, word.
Why not? Shake it up. With punish there with a stand fierce. Gonna set up shop with the departure as well.
Again!
Okay. It's something he's not expecting, and he can't formulate a strategy to counter it on the fly. It's very difficult to do that in this game. Oh dear, that's huge.
Trying to get somewhat of a bait. Ryusei trying to back up. Trying to swing with that fierce within RD, getting the big opening now.
I like the projectile to stop the OD amnesia and wake up there. He's still doing the projectiles, and it is not working out. He's thinking, he is definitely deep in thought while he's actively playing. He's like, how do we turn this around for FAV? But Mena RD, he is literally on championship point here. But a conversion for Ryusei. Keeps it back in the mid-screen. He can't. Oh,
that's a punish! No, I thought that was going to be a punish. Never mind.
All right, here comes Labushka. He needs the side swap. And he will jump over and set up something nice. Did he leave him too far? No, he's going to attack the drive gauge. This is huge.
Do it again.
Meaty. Try to bait something there, didn't quite work out. Needs to replenish as much drive gauge as possible until that arbitrary sweep comes through. And
another one.
That was a good challenge.
No, he still gets the pickup though. Wasn't good enough of a challenge to keep Ryusei knocked down.
This is huge. If Ryusei can take this to one apiece, that'll be a big choice there for Mena. And the check, he's been checking drive rushes all damn day.
Goes level 3 for himself. If he wanted to now, especially after that throw, another one. Are you going to do it again? Are you going to bulldog him? Bonchan has his hand on his head. He's stressing out.
He's going to side swap here, and he's going to burn Mena RD out, which limits his options. But what's it going to be? Is he going to firm it, or is he going to try and escape with a super? That's the question. He's going to firm it. Has to firm it a little bit longer. He tried to bait something, but just by doing the roundhouse alone.
Again.
Throw. Wait, he's got it.
No, he pressed the button.
Yeah, he
pressed the button.
Hey, look, Ryusei didn't even believe it. This is it. Guess for game. He might get his drive gauge back in time. Just a little second. And the grab gets teched. He's got to block it out, Ryusei. He can't jump or anything. His options are severely limited. He's fighting tooth and nail. The defense has to be immaculate.
The approach is there. That's a counter hit. Set up the departure. Mena RD.
Do not fall asleep on that zoning game because he'll drive rush in. And the grab takes it from Mena RD and Team Bandits. They are your Street Fighter League 2023 championship players.
American Street Fighter League World Champions. Got a nice ring to it, don't you? We are the champions of football, baseball, and now Street Fighter League World Champions. And the Street Fighter community, they like to play and call us the land of the free. Well, you know what? We are free. The only land free to call ourselves home of the Street Fighter League World Champions.
Rob, I'm Dominican.
Okay, all right. Welcome to Street Fighter League US. This is the home of the champions, baby. This is where the best players from around the world converge to do battle for your viewing entertainment. You have the hot-blooded newcomers looking to make a name for themselves. And of course, you got the OGs looking to add another notch to their belt in their illustrious careers. 6 teams have entered to battle, but only one is gonna make it to that world stage. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Street Fighter League US. Welcome to episode 1 of Street Fighter League US. I'm your host, Hollywood RobTV, and I am joined here with 2 of the greatest commentators in the game today, 2 of the voices of Street Fighter, Vicious and Rynge. What a season we have planned. Rynge, let me know how you feeling about it, brother.
I'm so excited, bro. We are back here, Street Fighter League, live and in full effect. We got Japan, we got EU, and of course the US edition with that little international flavor. I can't wait to see the star-studded lineups and get into it. Vicious, how are you feeling, my man?
Absolutely excited, just like you, man. You talked about the lineups. We have a very, very ridiculous change-up in regards to how many players have now entered into the fray because of the combines, right? So with all that said in mind, let's get into those teams. It's really exciting to see a lot of this new talent and also some of the specialists coming into the mix.
Oh my goodness, these rosters absolutely delivered. First and foremost, Team Red Rooster, Mono PR, Ajax Fidelity, Uriel Valorio, and Brutus fighting out of Canada with his Zangief. And then Fighting Spirit, of course, this is a former Street Fighter League US champion, although it's under a different banner. Oil King, NL, Shin, and DCQ. Cloud9 has JB, Lex, Noah, and Boost. Shopify, Knuckle, Dudang, Dual Kevin, Safe, and Hot Dog 29. FlyQuest, the Evo champion, Punk the God, Chris CCH, Psycho, and Shine. And last but not least, the returning Street Fighter League World Champions, Team Bandits with Mina RD, Kaba, Louis Man, and Jin.
It's a very well-rounded group of individuals from different talent ranges as well. But one thing is for sure, when it comes to those talent ranges, it always starts at the top, and we get to see who becomes the elite off of that.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put y'all on the spot on episode 1. If you had to put your bikes and bucks down, who is winning Street Fighter League this year?
I'm going Bandits, bro. Meta RD chose Jen. Jen has been the person that has given him the most fits throughout the CPT season. He was like, I don't want to deal with that in Street Fighter League. I'm going to bring him into the fold. I'm going to pick his brain. We're going to collab. I don't think anybody got to stand a chance up against those 2.
You know, I think there's a little bit of a chip on the shoulders of Team FlyQuest. I feel like just based off of the individuals that have been a part of Street Fighter League history and also the way that it went down from the previous seasons. I think there was a lot to learn from Season 1 going into this brand new season of Street Fighter 6. So if I had to really put my money on it, I think FlyQuest might be the guys.
Man, I love both of you guys' analysis there. Cannot disagree with you at all. I will say personally, like I said, I got Shopify, but Bandits, they got Mina RD, brother. And at the end of the day, if you got Mina, you probably got a good chance to win it all. That said, let me tell you about the format. We have 4 players on each team. The away team submits their player ahead of time, and then the home team is going to get their chance to counterpick the player order. Teams are going to have 3 consecutive matches. The first match, 10 points. Second match, 10 points. But this is where you got to put your big boy pants. Third player, 20-point match. And then finally, it comes down to a 1-to-1 for 5 points. In January, we have something oh so special for your viewing pleasure. For the first time ever, we will have the Street Fighter League US Finals going down, and it will be offline. One more time, offline. It is going to be special, and we are going to have the best teams from our league fighting it out to become the Street Fighter League US champion. This is something you do not want to miss. Such a special event, the first time this is ever happening offline.
So not only are we going to have the offline finals in January, but it's also going to be worth a pretty penny going into it, right? With $75,000 on the line, the line share going to first with $60,000 in the pockets of that team, $15,000 for second, and of course, with the winning team, they qualify for Street Fighter League World Championships over at Capcom Cup. That's going to be happening March 5th through the 9th, with the 9th being the big finals for the Street Fighter League World Championships.
Beautiful. In Tokyo, Japan, you know Capcom Cup is going to be beyond lit, being in the land of the rising sun.
All right, guys, I'm going to go out on a limb. I actually think that this season, the Street Fighter League is going to be even better than the last, and that's a whole lot to live up to. The best players on earth are right here and about to fight it out in this Coliseum for your own viewing entertainment right after this break.
time to cut the weight and get into the first match of the day. Vicious here with Rynge to bring in all of the action as expected. It's going to be Fighting Spirit going up against Cloud9, and man, what a bout going into it. Cloud9 being on the away side, they already have their order locked and loaded. It's going to be Boost going in first with Ken, Lex following up with Guile, JB with Rashid. Now, this is the segment that I like the most, where we get to talk about what the potential threat's going to be like coming in from the home squad. Now, with the home squad, they do have the home court advantage. They get to send out all the counter picks. Rynge, this is where I want to pick your brilliant mind. Who do you think is going to be stepping up to the plate first to fight off against Boost?
And Oil King talked about bringing the championship squad back, right? Understanding that it's a team environment. He wants to take advantage of these other people. I think he sends up, honestly, NL first, because I think he wants to meet him in the middle with the Akuma. Maybe we see the Luke, because the Luke just got buffed, but I'm still expecting the Akuma from NL. And NL, to me, is just always one of those composed players that is very hard to condition. So I think throwing him up first up against somebody like Boost, who is new to SFL, SFL will definitely rattle him a bit.
Now, here's the question that I actually have in mind. I do agree with that analysis, too. Lex coming in with Guile, who's been one of the more dominant players in the UK and also around the world with his performances these last couple of majors. For sending up somebody next, face off against like the middle spot, do you think it would be Xian with a DJ pick, or would you rather put in DCQ with a newly reinvigorated JP?
I think I would send Xian. I don't know what wild card Xian has, because obviously we know him the most for the DJ in this game, but he's, one of the best lab monsters to ever exist in fighting games.
Facts.
He's going to know how to play any of these characters, and then you can fall back on DCQ with the Bison JB.
Right.
You know what I mean? For JB, or even in the best of one, because DCQ is really good in best of one if it comes to that point, too.
I do appreciate that as well, yeah. And I think, Oil King has been taking more of like a managerial position, trying to like really pick the pieces as to what teams are going to be going up against what, and also like which players he wants to send out while he has the home field advantage. In fact, I think that's the sole reason we have Fighting Spirit as a unit, because it was under the sole discretion of someone like Oil King. Yeah. And speaking of, we actually have that interview with Oil King to figure out how he came about this season in regards to his team and his current formula and game plan going into the season. Take a look.
I'm here with Oil King, fan favorite, my brother, and the leader of Team Fighting Spirit. New season of Street Fighter League. What's going on with you, bro?
Yeah, I'm good. I come back. We come back.
Even last year, we saw Team Bandits. They won everything. The World Finals. They still come back with a new team, with new players, swap people out. You are the only guy that actually brings back all of the same teammates no matter what. No upgrades, no changes. Why is that?
We four are very close friends also. We know each other. We know how to cooperation. The 3 years in a row. I think about cooperation, we are better than another team.
Okay, so you say you guys are better than a lot of teams. In the end of the day, yes, you guys have been around for a long time now, but there's some new blood out here now, Oil King. Some of these players, this is their first time on Street Fighter League. They're young, they're hungry. Players like Noah, players like Boost that we haven't seen yet, even Uriel Valorio. How does your team match up with these guys? What will Shin, Enel, what will these guys do in these situations?
I think just like you said, right? This year have many players that are first time for Street Fighter League, right? Of course, they are exciting. Of course, they are hung, but maybe they will be nervous. And this is not like a single tournament; it's a team tournament. So I think we will use our experience about a team tournament to beat them up.
Okay, you said to beat them up.
Yep.
I like that energy, Oil King. Hold up. All right, so I see what type of time you pulling up on this season. Now, as far as last year, we know that you actually were not the normal Oil King that we used to seeing. You had some struggles. You were not yourself. What is different this year, Oil King? Are you about to go and cook up as we expect?
Last season, when the rush just out, so my rush is not ready yet. But now after 1 year, I believe my main character from Street Fighter 5, Rush, is ready. So I think this year I will do well. No, I guarantee well than last season.
Okay, I like that. So basically what he's saying, California translation, last year he ain't had time. But today, he got time, cuz. That's pretty much what you're saying, right, Oil King?
Yeah.
Oil King, best of luck to you with this season.
So Oil King, again, bringing back the same exact team that he's had years and years on. So it makes a lot of sense, right? Yeah. You want to make sure that you have that team synergy going. You're familiar with the format, so you know what to expect. And also with these individuals, you already know they're not going to slack. You already know they've been staying sharp throughout the entirety of season after season, really, event after event, especially with someone like DCQ, who's always hungry, who's always going to be going for the next best thing in terms of the meta. He's already switched off to Bison too, but again, with the recent patches, I don't mind him going back to JP. But just the overall synergy of this team seems like a really strong, cohesive unit.
And I think that's a great point you make about the hunger of this whole team, right? Nobody really has to rest on their laurels when it comes to NL, Xian, DCQ, Oil King. They're all very accomplished players, but they still know that there's more to be done. And honestly, I think that's some of the things that I've been admiring the most with the new crop of fighting game players, right? Like when we saw Mena talk about the roster reveal, and he was like, nah, I want to be the first player to ever win Capcom Cup and SFL in the same season.
Damn.
Like, these players know that there's still accolades and achievements and history to be written, right? And they want their names there.
You know, I think that's a pretty fair assessment. I think a lot of these cats are looking for that top spot for a new, different type of look for Street Fighter League Pro-US, right? There's so many different teams going into it, so many different players. One of them being Cloud9, right? One of the new kids on the block, being one of the new orgs to come into it, but also some of the new cats. We have Busei, Noah the Prodigy, and Noah the Prodigy, as well as Lex, all under the tutelage of JB. It's going to be just business when it comes to this team as well. Let's get the insight coming in from JB, part of Cloud9.
Oh my goodness, it is finally time. We are here with the leader of Cloud9, JB. What's going on, bro?
What's up, man?
Hey, I'm excited. I feel like everybody at home is you're probably one of the most excited teams to watch. And at the end of the day, let's keep it a buck. Your team is full of, it's full of talkers, top to bottom. Are you guys going to be able to back up that talk, though?
I think so. I mean, this whole time, Noah, the biggest talker, right, has been able to back it up every tournament. So, you know, we're pretty confident. He brings a lot of energy to the team and gives us a lot of confidence. So we like having someone like him on the team.
So you, of course, you're actually one of the most experienced players on Street Fighter League. You are the leader of this team, but everybody else on your team has never been on this stage before. How do you manage that? How do you make sure that these lights aren't too bright for them? And you do know they've done well in singles tournaments, but this is different than a singles tournament.
I'm not worried about anybody in my team, really, especially Lex and Noah the Prodigy, because those two have been in bright lights and cameras for a lot already. You know, Lex was got third at EVO Japan. You know, Noah the Prodigy was at EWC. So, you know, just like Noah likes to say, you can't train in bright lights and cameras. So, you know, that's his saying. So, you know, we're pretty confident. And even though they've never been here, I know they're gonna feel right at home, and I know they're gonna kill it.
Okay, so that's definitely a fact. Now I have to ask you this though, with these other rosters, in the end of the day, Knuckle Dude, you gotta fight. You gotta worry about Punk, Minna. Who do you put up against those players? Who can defeat a Minna RD on your team?
Honestly, I think all of us can. And I mean, we already have players that have beaten those players before. You know, Boost is definitely one of our trump cards. You know, he's extremely strong and he's been doing really well. We call him the Beast of the East right now.
Oh, I like that. Ooh,
he's just killing it in the East Coast, you know? So we have a lot of options, truly.
Hey, and with good reason, one of the strongest rosters here and most excited to watch. I cannot wait to see what you guys do. Good luck with all of this season.
Thank you, thank you.
This guy Rob really bringing out the best of everybody, truly. But there's Cloud9 and JB. You know, I think it's mostly bark, but as of late, I think all bite. You know, they've kind of toned it down on the public circuit, or at least on the social media platforms. I think there's a lot that's going to be said in regards to their gameplay, mostly than their, you know, talkative nature. But I mean, like that's where they came from. You kind of think about like the history of how Noah came to be. I wouldn't say like Buse is part of like that squadron, but I have seen a little bit of Buse on like, you know, maybe like a couple of Discords, a couple of chats and whatnot. But he's done mostly eliminating the threats more than talking them down.
A lot of the time, he gives off that aura of, I think you're kind of ass. Right? Like, that's how that, like, he won't be outright trash talking you, but the way he speaks about the game, I think he makes it very clear when he's on a level above you, and he'll make you understand that he's on a level above you.
Here we go. It's going to be Fighting Spirit going up against Cloud9, the veterans, versus, I want to say, maybe like the Teen Titans, going up against each other. Here we go.
So we are going to send up Xian versus Boost. So they are actually going to send Xian up. And of course, Boost, they've been rocking the Ken. We've seen him have multiple victories online in incredible tournaments and World Warrior events. Over Knuckle Dude, over Punk the God, some of the best in the world today. And Xian on the other side, right? Definitely has been one to watch out for since the game's launch, has been a premier DJ, but he's sold his oats in a lot of wild places, so who knows what he brings to the table today. Going to be a great one, Boost, and they actually sent Xian up, and he is actually going to be rocking the DJ.
Nice.
I want to see, I think it's mainly a character matchup thing, honestly. Obviously, DJ's got fireball superiority. We're going to see how Boost kind of navigates around that, great walk speed. And the long normals, right, long different options, whether it's to stay medium, kick the soul bot, to prevent Boost from getting into comfortable range.
Immediately checking the drive rush forward against Buse. Oh, he's stuck in a really difficult spot. Man, he had plenty of extra to go around. He had still retained the rest of his drive gauge for at least maybe another OD if he wanted to keep that route going. Buse actually getting blasted pretty early on.
Locked up in that corner, already showing the sway, representing the funky slicer in this neutral environment, even trying to bait out something from Boost there. Yeah, it's a potent tool for Ken. You don't see them use it as much as they could, but that Sammy kick is quite strong, but even better, the drive rush from DJ.
I love that side switch as well. Xian knowing full well that he wants to get in control against Buse. That was a counter hit too, being able to extend off of the crouch medium punch. It's still the harassment. Buse still finding a way to thread the needle with that standing jab, but it's not going to amount to much up until this point. Knocking on the knees. Probably a back throw. He's going to get it.
You already know drive rushing out of the corner. The back throw is coming. The opponent always wants to steal the screen position, but Buse coming up a little bit too short, learning a lesson today. Xian, first game.
going to be so intimidating, right? Being the new kid on the block, as confident as you could ever be going into something like a Street Fighter League, as confident as you are in comparison going into like a weekly event. You're facing off against Sien the Scientist.
So I saw you try to do the jump back thing. I think you just did it a little too early, which is why he caught you with the back heavy kick. But like DJ's one of those characters that catch you, stuff like that. So you don't need to do too much against DJ, to be honest, because his stand jab, his driver's jab doesn't even leave him at tick throw anyway. So you're good.
Going into it right now against Sien being up 1 game. The big introduction with the Fireball War. Sien taking full advantage of that because of the fact that he gets 2 off this heavy.
Bruce with a big perfect parry though off the meaty. Now going straight for the corner carry. Obviously the scale damage combo, not going to be too much of that. Efficient with that conversion as well. Not spinning any drive mirror, just taking the light knockdown. Ooh, and then
Damn!
punishing the backdash.
He was waiting forever. The drive rush assault coming in from Boost. Sien has had no answers. You know, I take it all the way back. Sien, you have to face off against Boost.
Like, for real.
This man is keeping you captive in the corner.
Man, Bruce, hey, dancing all over him right there. That was great stuff. And great drive gauge management, right? We saw at the end right there, he finally drive rush canceled one of the light strings when he knew it was actually going to kill. So I love just the resource management we saw from him.
Overall presence of mind to like really understand what. Damn! Okay, I completely jinxed.
Yeah, huge drop right there. He actually called out the sway from Sien and chased it down with a drive rush, but boarding that combo means this. What a perfect parry into the stand medium punch punish. Boost Lab Monster and the trade combo as well.
He's already got written in the Bible, brother. So you know what? I can find out, grab that out since the game is Level 3 incoming. Yeah, it's going to be a very, very expensive thing. Something that's going to be commonly utilized. Spending the rest of that bar just to ensure that round in survival. That's going to be Sien. Looking at match point now, however, Boost still has an opportunity. He has 2 bars to his name. He could get a game on the board. He could get a match on the board.
Beautiful. The reactions were already there as well on the shallow knee drop, but that committing to the step kick. Thought Sien would press a button in between, but another perfect parry's rearing its head.
You heard it. Tap parry does get blown up. Big punish counter Boost. Now on the assault, looking at the burnout against Sien. Can he get it? No, not quite. Does get the bust out instead. Forward throw. Do you dash on in? No, you're going to the fireball to the speaking first. And now, yeah, we're starting to see green from both ends.
Indeed, both trying to just drive rush in the neutral. The opponent keeping a little bit far away, but Sien setting up this way in a funky slicer yet again. Boost back against the corner now. Another great reaction on the shallow knee. Oh, yeah, no conversion right there. He had to send it. He would have burnt himself out, so he wasn't committed. Didn't want to put a ring on that drive rush cancel. I understand.
One hit to do it from both ends, too. The amount of drive gauge on both, and he gets the interruption! That is Boost with the standing light kick. He's practiced that for so long against a multitude of talented players. You are not allowed to drive rush for free. Sit down and shut up.
I want to say Sien tried to do something to stop a little bit quicker too, like outside the range of something like that, but whatever it was, still gets stuffed by that long range stand light kick, one of Kent's best buttons, a true wall of a normal. One up just like that, now taking some time. Great bounce back from Boost, right? This is exactly what we're going to be looking for with him in an offline environment, SFL for the first time, to have that composure, but walking up into Sien's business, you're going to get taken to the corner.
Scenario as well. Sien again with a different type of. Oh, wait a minute. The bust up from Boost. Big risk taken. Big rewards as well.
And then the drive rush fears. Again, calling out Sien's defensive timings. We saw the hezzy on that jab. Getting the punish counter right there on the reversal jab. Boost. He is cooking right now. Get him an apron. Drops the Jinrai extension though. And that could cost him big. Oh, waking up with the crouch light kick. Showing no fear. Confirms the second light into the level 1 to put himself on set point.
That's kind of wild. That's not the normal that you would consider upon wake up. But the fact that it is also a low, there was a counter hit on the side of Sien.
Yeah.
Sien just mistimed his meaty completely. Maybe he was doing it at a delayed timing because he was in fear of the OD uppercut. So Boost pretty much on the next level of mind games. He's looking at match point as well. But Sien, he's busting out of the corner yet again, catching heavy punches. Check Boost say. Upon wake up, the fireball's now ringing out from Boost. But the green stuff driving on in there.
And Chien, considering he's low on drive meter, he's going to empty the super meter, right? Build his own drive meter back up while draining boosters at the same time. Going to have the advantage now. He's going to be close to bringing him out. We're going to keep applying the pressure. He is. Usei looking to fight back, right? Yeah, protect that drive meter, but what a dodge on the Jinrai. Using the sway, the funky slicer punishes. This is the final round to kick off SFL.
2-0. Boost does have just an ever so slight advantage. It really depends. But Chien again, moving out of the way, hitting him with the low. That was a punish counter, trying to get the waning moon on.
The sways in neutral, man, been so impressive, but that crouch medium punch is a great counter poke for Ken. Nice little disjointed hitbox, quick as well.
Tough to manage against that standing medium kick majority of the time, but Boost, oh, you thought he was going to be ready for the rest of it. Bam, level 1.
Yeah, really efficient combo right there, not spending any drive meter, keeping Boost very low on his own as well.
Still so tough to call. Boost can actually make a huge explosive turnaround. Not quite critical on just yet. Oh, and he's going to do it now off of the lights. He's going to be pretty heavily scaled, but hey, he might have a slight life advantage on this. No, he doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's almost dead even. Almost.
Very, very close at this point. He's going to at least have the drive gauge advantage. He is assassinating that drive bar, going with the fierce drivers cancel, fierce combo. Jinrai to follow. He's actually going to take it, not just get it.
There we go.
Close it out. Up against Chien. 2-1. What a start for Boost in Street Fighter League.
This kid is so smart, man. I don't know how old he is. I can't even call him a kid, but he's playing like a grown man. This guy is actually one of the smartest players that we could ever be blessed with. This guy has been grinding it out like crazy week in, week out, and we saw the fruits of his labor right then and there, too. Just the proper assessment of when to get rid of the drive gauge and also when to dump out the damage was so well coordinated. Boost starting off real strong for Cloud9.
Yeah, one of the things I love with the way players have progressed this game already is that they use the level 3, even when it's not going to burn out the opponent, as long as it puts them in that amber range, right? And they've really constructed these sequences post-level 3 where they can assassinate your drive gauge. You saw, he had over a bar. He had, I think, damn near 2 full drive gauge bars still, and just the fierce into the driver's catchel, fierce into the Jinrais, like just actually assassinated the rest of it. I'm loving what I'm seeing already from Mr. Boost.
Yeah, it's not to take away also from the rest of the team coming in from like a fighting spirit, right? I think I like the decision making coming in from Chien. It went down to a very, very awkward situation too, where there were moments where like Chien couldn't figure out what Boost wanted to do upon wake up, and that's always going to be a threat when it comes to a Shoto play, right? I think that's a very big risk to assess no matter what. So I think Chien's overall decision making was just fine, but at the end of the day, Boost 100% ready for the drive rush. He may not have shown off that card a little bit earlier on, which might have been to his benefit, something that he had planned out accordingly to face off against specifically Chien, but it's going to be more fuel to the fire. Again, when it comes to the format of Street Fighter League, they'll have their runbacks eventually after the first round robin is completed amongst these teams. But going into it next, C9, we got Lex up in the seat with the Guile. Then, of course, DCQ stepping up to the plate. We had mentioned this exact thing, either the Bison or the JP pick.
Yeah, exactly. Once we saw Chien sat down for Boost, I was like, okay, so DCQ has to be for Lex, right? And that's exactly what they're doing here. Because both of DCQ's characters definitely do well up against the Guile.
All right, so it looks like the selection will be Bison. He's been a lot more confident with the Dictator. So we'll see how this plays out. I think it's going to be a very interesting matchup in regards to like how the meta's developed thus far, right?
Well, we are seeing the Bison, brand newest DLC character. Oh man, Lex. He's pretty good at honestly anti-airing with normals a lot of the time. I'm surprised that one whiffed. He'll probably use the stand medium kick next time he's in that same range.
You know, I appreciate characters that use like long-range moves for mobility to get out of situations and get the side switch. DCQ's been definitely that type since his Urian play back in 5.
Exactly right. He really knows how to use the character tools to not just attack, but to move around the screen, manipulate his opponent in different ways. And yeah, the head stop, I mean, it's a great tool to use that. He's got a bunch of them, Bison does.
Punish counter on the throw. Lex immediately waking up with the jabs too. Hopefully after that throw, I don't think DCQ is going to get much out of it. Now he does, especially in the quarter.
And then, yeah, Lex trying to take his turn after the light string, but against Bison, it's really difficult because of the scissor kick. A great cancel and a great reward if counter hit.
Got the front row boom starting to become an issue. Lex not confident about pulling some of those out, but now the harassment and normals too. Low medium kick is such a great threatening tool. Even a Sobot kick if need be, but also standing medium kick from Bison. You know it's going to be a medium affair majority of the time when it comes to these two.
Yeah, Lex doing a lot of harassing right now, right? Not letting DCQ get close, putting the crouch medium kicks out, even chasing him down as he backs up a little bit. And the neutral jump, one of the most popular strats against Bison. Yikes, though, the fierce rear in his head once again. Plus, due to the mine. DCQ harassing with that stand fierce. It's a big butt for Bison. Oh! Word! Challenging the plus frames on the drive rush roundhouse. Not gonna happen.
And you get the burnout as well. Do you set up the cross? No, I wouldn't set up anything because of critical art being a threat, right?
Yes, well, oh my goodness, Lex. Saw the fireball blocked by classic fireball drive rush pressure behind him. DCQ trying to tech for his life. Came up empty-handed. Oh,
that is a punish counter and a half, brother. He threw that out full send, standing heavy punch.
That was a great adjustment for DCQ because Lex had been crouch beam kicking his walk forward, so he walked in a bit, stopped, and then hit him with the fierce. That was great stuff.
Oh, it just whiffed ever so slightly.
Yeah. Slight miscalculation. Caused DCQ the corner, but oh my goodness, again, coming up a little bit more shallow than Lex predicted. That's exactly how we saw the set start, right? The crouch fierce whip. This time he tries that stand medium kick that I mentioned, still just outside the range. Expertly played by DCQ.
Yeah, and he's throwing out normals that aren't going to be fully extending his hitbox, or his hurtbox, I should say, either way. So that's actually been a valid strategy that DCQ's taken advantage of already. And it's only been the first game. It's only been the first introduction against each other, at least in this atmosphere. I don't know how often they'll get to play each other online, but that is a very Lex-specific strategy that I'd imagine because he's been so adamant with some of these anti-airs. He's been so well-trained to snipe out anything in the skies. But yeah, DCQ, he's already found a little bit of weakness in the armor.
And he also said, so that little scenario right there where you did this, the flash kick into the two booms, and then you did the stand medium kick, it seems like that's a setup that he practiced. So just next time,
down for a heavy,
or just walk up a little bit. Just walk up a little bit and then do stand medium kick. But yeah, just remember that setup. And then also, remember I told you, you default to parry too much. So, yeah, and he's not teching either. So, throw him.
I bet.
I would also love to see maybe Lex convert to possible air-to-air scenario.
Yeah.
It's so difficult to, especially like trying to go air-to-air with something like Bison. If DCQ needs that, Hell Attack on the way is going to be so difficult to manage. Advantage off what you get. The amount of quarter carry that Bison gets as well. I don't know if the risk assessment is going to be worth it enough for Lex. Speaking of risk assessments, did you see how he got out of the corner?
Yeah.
OD flash kick? Okay.
Let her rip, first knockdown. Then the tick throw setup right there with the dragon suplex.
And that's exactly the answer that DCQ is going to be resorting to majority of the time. If those mediums are going to harass me, well, guess what? I have a longer range button. Hit or block is going to be great for me.
Exactly, yeah. It's still plus on block regardless right there. So that's stand fierce. Oh, he actually tucked the jump in from the crouch medium kick this time. Low profile.
Not taking
Knocked down with a mine, though. How are you going to get out of this? Find that pressure. Lex trying to snipe, but does parry up the bomb. Nonetheless, though, still trapped in this corner. Drive rush one more time, and Lex conditioned to take the pressure. DCQ identifies it for a set point.
Now DCQ manages to run away with this because of how aggressive Bison can be with the amount of meter. But guess what? That'll be 10 points apiece. Hello. Well, apples in the throat. But 10 points apiece for sure coming in for it on both ends.
Peach right now.
You know, I'm an apples guy.
Oh. Good old Granny Smith.
Yeah.
Holding me down.
No?
Right now, though, Legs confirming right there. I love that punish counter. Link it to the flash kick. One of my favorite combos in the game. One of my favorite two pieces.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, and again, look at this footsie range from DCQ, right? He's making Lex uncomfortable. Lex getting overzealous, reaching a lot of the time. DCQ is punishing heavily all the way into the level 3 this time. It's going to put Lex very low on life and very low on drive meter.
Does have the critical art stock to a single hit, actually can really bring it back for Lex, except for the fact that DCQ swinging for the fences, painting the fences with standing heavy punch. Yet again, checking the timing on Lex. DCQ has had a thorough understanding of when Lex wants to move and operate. DCQ, he shut it down.
I appreciate DCQ advertising the Capcom Collection Volume 2 coming out with CVS2 painting that fence. Well done. Well done, bro. Taking over Lex. And we saw, right, Lex had a lot of success in that very first round, cutting off DCQ coming forward with that crouch medium kick. He tagged him with it multiple times. But we talk about the reward from that button. Unless it's punish counter, it's not going to be very much, right? So he was able to tag him. He made DCQ adjust his spacing. But the way DCQ adjusted was he was walking a little bit less forward, waiting for Lex to press that crouch medium kick, punishing with the stand fierce. And that reward, I mean, is astronomically better than just tagging you with a crouch medium kick from Guile.
Truly. And it's really going to be up to Lex, right? Like whether or not he presses a button, DCQ still being within the right range for for standing heavy punch to connect on hit or block only gives him even more room to work with in terms of like pressing his turn afterwards, right? So that's been like the main issue that Lex has been like driving forward or driving towards, right? But being 2 out of 3, he's not going to get that opportunity anymore. All right, so it's going to be NL coming up to bat. You know, Rynge and myself, we were kind of thinking about it. I think this makes a lot of sense. I don't feel like Oil King going up for the mirror match would have been like the best shot. I think that just leaves it up to coin flip, really. It just depends on who plays better that day. But I'd much rather rely upon the Akuma versus Rashid matchup. I think Akuma does a pretty great deal against this character.
Yeah, I could definitely see that, right? Akuma has his own very strong fireball game to kind of disrupt Rashid's just kind of usual dominance in the neutral, honestly, with his ability to walk around very quickly himself, establish the whirlwinds, establish the different type of options that you have to worry about. Of course, what it all might come down to is how NL manages that level 2 pressure, right? The Yasar will be rearing its ugly head eventually. JB, you saw him at the Sajam Slam say, as long as I get level 2, the round's coming home. So we'll see if that continues to hold.
Yo!
What a reaction on the Demon
Against the Demon Raid? 2 from that far away? That was a shallow one, too. That had to be the light version.
Yeah. The fact that it actually reached that far. Great awareness from JB.
What a good character.
Oh yeah. No arguments here.
Been in the top 5 for a lot of the people's lists for a very, very long time, too. But now, crouching, standing up with the crouching heavy punch, the heavy talk to as well. Great block from NL. You see the air cyclone coming in from JB, but now we're close to burnout territory. But NL, he doesn't give a damn. JB, he's close to death.
Yeah, look at the fireball game has just been prominent here in round 1. He even burned himself out with it on the OD. Now the light kick buffer coming through in the sweep, getting the kill hit. Let's go NL, be very aggressive. And JB hasn't really threatened with a jump yet, right? So, there's no reason to stop throwing the fireballs. Great perfect carry on the plus frames.
Just the amount of corner carry that he gets, NL gets to really kind of pursue with some of the normals that he wants. You see a little bit of the buffer coming in, crouching medium punch, but also this right here, the spacing that he gets to play the fireball game is so daunting against JB. Perfect parry yet again!
After the jump back right there, recognizing JB wins with the enhanced jump. Great perfect parry from JB this time, though. We're going to get a side switch. You saw her in the building.
Gets in front, gets to block some of it, takes the throw as well. NL, decent amount of defense up until this point. Now he takes so much extra damage. OD uppercut, get him off. I mean, 3 bars to your name as well. NL can still flex a little bit of a comeback until the jump comes in. You were literally just talked about how often NL has kept himself grounded. That's going to be worth it. Oh, yeah, JB does get the kill off the misplaced fireball, the first one from NL this fight.
Exactly, great perfect parry, allowing some bit more freedom. Didn't have to deal with the block stun as per usual. Got the jump and punish afterwards. JB bouncing back strongly, but NL already put him in the corner that quick.
Yeah, a lot of our time has been spent in the right corner, but for good measure too. NL, he's still looking for a crouch medium, but if JB's not going to be in pursuit, guess what? He's really going on the fireball. But look at this. The amount of damage you get off of this. Jab, uppercut, bam!
Yeah, the OD adamant. Coming through adamant about the damage. Gonna put JB on life support here. Still got 2 bars to his name, but he's got to turn this around quick. That's how you start it.
The roundhouse has 2 bars to his name. He's gonna have to spend it eventually. The round, excuse me, could have been the round 1. And a slight shimmy backwards. NL catching JB slipping at the very last second too. That could have been so disastrous if JB had landed that drive impact.
In the corner, and you did fierce, and you did the fireball. You created mad space, and he had 2 bars, and you had full meter. Right there, you should have capitalized, right? Doing like a driver's jab, put him in a mix-up, because he can't really do nothing in that situation. So you just put yourself back in the corner.
Little random tidbit. You ever notice like how upset Akuma's take like, do you think he's upset because he faced off against somebody not as strong as he expected again?
I thought you were gonna be like, hey, do you think he's got a beef with his dentist? Like, legitimately.
Dude, he's got some great teeth. He's got some good choppers.
No, but 100%. He's all about fighting the strongest warriors, right? And now we gotta have JB step up to the plate, give that challenge to not only Akuma but NL. But I do love JB putting himself in the anchor position, and that was one of the few DPs in this game that has a cross-up hitbox.
Kind of wild, man. Now, speaking of, he gets to be wild as soon as NL hits that burnout state, being able to harass with the amount of normals that he gets. And also, it's been Mixer chipping him along the way. This type of punishment is going to be so severe now for JB. He takes full advantage of NL trying to get that grip.
Yeah, JB even burnt himself out in that process, right? Just trying to get the biggest reward possible off of that combo, but no, the crouch jab outspaced it. NL, he can't get the kill just yet, puts himself in burnout as well. We got level 2 on deck for JB. He wants that space. NL not gonna give it to him, but he can't get that chip out that he was looking for. Oh man, because NL knew, right? He was like, you're gonna get this backspace, you're gonna throw the Yasar out. He tried to chip him out before that, but unfortunately now for him, JB still has those 2 bars ready for this round.
Way too much dip on your chip. And JB being able to retain both of his bars, a very, very fortunate circumstance too. NL, I think mentally, sometimes we've seen him fall under just based off of those like small mishaps, those small incorrect decisions that he's made. But now he's switching it up. He's teleporting backwards and then going in with a Demon Ray dive kick. This guy is all over the place. Now, do we get it? The setup? We sure do. After the double eagle spike.
So great spot to be in right here. Not reaching though. NL really establishing that he would be willing to take the throw, but once the tornado was gone, he knew that's what JB was likely gonna do. Beautiful buffer right there into the kill as well. NL, what a bounce back from that tragic round 1.
Full recovery was needed, that is for sure. NL sitting at just about 3 bars to his name. JB, he's looking to build up at least into level 2 to get the big equalizer for a lot of the games that we've seen as Rashid's go on in the meta. But NL already off to first strike, getting the Tatsu in the corner. This is going to be so difficult again for JB to try to traverse. We're seeing so many different looks now. NL super active with a lot of the fierces. I love the jump reset too. JB choosing jump as a defensive measure instead.
On the ground, when you know Akuma's going to be buffering a lot of the normals in one eye, he took full advantage of it. Actually, yeah, it was going to be your drive meter one way or another. And NL using the drive reversal right there still has not helped him escape this corner though. Waking up with the level 2, and it does connect. Huge way to get JB off him. He still has a bar as well, so that's why he used level 2, right? He knew he wasn't going to be out of burnout just yet.
Oh, he's been walking backwards, I guess. After that crouch. He got enough.
He just got in his face immediately here. It's Akuma health with the level 1 at the end. Not going to use it. Oh, instead catches NL reaching, and JB ties up the set.
He walked in so far. He was committed to the last second psych going in for the jump. JB, really, truly one of the greatest actors of our time. I gotta say, that was a real big throw bait if I ever seen it.
Both of these players, man, fighting tooth and nail. You can already tell.
Yeah.
They feel like they both understand the team environment, right? Where they're not only playing for just themselves. Feel the pressure. And again, like I said, I love JD being the captain of this team, taking charge, going into the anchor position himself.
It feels great to have JD back in the mix, right? We kind of had a little bit of a hiatus for him, and he's also kind of like taking a little hiatus in regards to like what characters he wanted to paint. Right? I think like the time he's taken away off to, well, I mean not off, but you know, solely focusing on the CPT and focusing on himself with Rashid has made him grow exponentially.
Yeah, you can tell he's really flourishing as a player lately. Now we get the perfect parry once again. NL been really adamant about that. I wonder if we see some growth start being mixed into it. Again, gonna be able to parry up the whirlwind enhanced version, stop the demon flip, stop the jumps. We'll try to get a reach right there. Great discipline though.
And I love that too. The big rebuttal against NL too. As soon as he walks forward, finished blocking. Level 1, by the way, that's going to be killing. That was a huge opportunity knocking to JB, just going in for the crouch short immediately after the block streak.
Yeah, that crouch short on Rashid. Yeah, it's got deceptive distance, man, especially after that drive rush. But NL finds the interrupt this time. What a call out from JB though. Defensive choices, waking up the crouch, meaning catching the walk away.
It was head. It was a reversal. You saw it.
Yeah. Pretty strange. I thought he like parried at first, but then tried something else. Looked very weird.
tell you.
Yeah.
Check the replays on that. Maybe ask forward throw. Now all the momentum going towards JB's favor. 2 rounds straight. Two games.
Making too many like execution mistakes.
He not take a. I think you saw him more. Even DP. I don't think he will do.
You know, one of my biggest concerns when this team had first grouped up was how is the coaching sessions going to look like? How is the communication with the team going to look like? Aside from fighting spirit, but they've been together for so long, they fully understand what needs to be done in regards to the change-ups. But we'll see if NL is able to implement it. JB already on the harassment control, putting Akuma on top of the corner. The 3 jabs, knocking the knees. Wait a minute, back dashing away.
NL was able to pick his spot, but what a whip punish from JB. Try a little frame kill setup. NL didn't like the way that looked.
What a delay to check the walk back. That was meaty as hell.
Yeah, even meatier than JB expected right there. The throw ended up being a punish counter burnout. Doesn't exceed the corner for free, and now he's back towards that side anyway. Ooh, the whirlwind here. Oh, actually getting the enhanced jump.
Oh my God! That was so. Even JB had to scratch his head on that one. He's like, I can't believe I missed.
Oh, the air chop, but as Akuma pulled back from throwing the fireball, got his hurt box back into fierce range.
That was actually so funny because he can't hold forward while doing it. Right?
Yeah.
That's the worst part.
Ooh, nice back throw. JB going to be able to take the corner for himself now. Trying to bait something out. NL with the discipline. Picks his spot too cleanly. Tie up this game.
That definitely felt like an Akuma round if I ever seen it. NL forced him to spend that 1 bar to at least tie it up in the round to at least get himself into another game situation. But now, standing light kick with God's work. Big punish counter against JB.
Oh, wow, and it actually stuffed the Arabian Sky High. That fierce. Wow.
Yeah, just active enough. Man. I think that's a really, really great choice that NL can kind of go into and flaunting against JB these last couple of games. But the level 3, very sparingly used. But for good moments like these, the damage output, sure, it's pretty significant. But it's the burnout that JB wants, and he does get it indeed. NL going to be taking a lot of chip.
And yeah, exactly. JB, oh, he actually gets the perfect parry off. This is big for him here. Again, remember, JB is on set point. He can close this out for Cloud9. Another throw here. NL's about to get his drive meter back. Oh, the Arabian Sky High catches NL trying to thwart it, trying to keep JB locked down in the corner. What a clutch out from the captain.
A very brilliant start for Cloud9 with a reintroduction, I should say, because of JB. But let's be honest, man. A brand new team getting a great start like this only brings high hopes. C9, again, stamping their very first game, first team battle in the history of Street Fighter League with a big W.
And I love it. JB and Boost both did this, where they got their opponent in the corner. The opponent was burnt out, but they weren't thirsty for the drive impact, right? They rather said, as you said, put the chip on them. Rashid and Ken, they both got great ways to just sprinkle on the chip damage, put that pressure on, make you think about the DI while they exploit all the other options at their disposal. Great stuff from Cloud9. C9 coming through with the victory. Big props to them. That's how you start Street Fighter League. We're going to get an interview with them and RobTV in a moment, but before we do, we want to thank the sponsors that make Street Fighter League happen. First up, Asus in the building. Elevate your viewing experience with Asus ROG monitors featuring stunning visuals, ultra-fast refresh rates, and ergonomic designs. They're perfect for gamers and professionals alike. Visit asus.com to find your ideal display today.
Not only that, with Cloud9 taking the W, their first time into Street Fighter League, easily one of the most recognizable brands in esports history. Going into it as well, you saw the headsets that they were rocking, right? The SteelSeries Pro headsets, easily one of the most winning brands in esports history. More pro players have won prize money using this gear alone than any other brand. And again, big shout outs to them, SteelSeries being a huge component and a huge winning part of some of the SFL teams that we've seen today. And again, going into it, let's talk to that winning team with RobTV and Cloud9.
And just like that, Cloud9 comes onto their first season of Street Fighter League with a bang. Huge victory over Fighting Spirit. JB, You said that your guys had your back. You said you was going to do what you was going to do, and you did it. Let me know how you're feeling after that match and how confident are you that you guys are going to be able to keep this up?
I'm feeling really good, man. All the notes we took on the players, our whole strategy, everything worked out pretty much perfectly. So the only exception was we didn't really expect DCQ to go up against Lex, but so that's, we ended up losing that match, but we still clutched it up at the end. So we feel really good right now going into it, especially since we're away.
Okay. And let me talk to that guy next to you, man. Please
screw all those notes, scroll those replays. We seen NL playing against Gachigun in first to 20s. That's why JB smoked him. You can't practice those bright lights and cameras. That's why we exposed them. Let's go. Cloud9, Twisted Minds. Let's get it.
Okay, but question, how come they ain't had you play? You out here talking crazy, Noah, but for some reason your team said they ain't believe in you. They ain't let you play.
I don't care if I don't play. I don't have an ego. I'm not an industry plant. All I know is I'll sit the bench the whole time. If this is a 60K on the line, I will do what's best for the team. I don't care win or lose. I'll die with this team.
That's a bit extreme. That's extreme. Last but not least, I actually want to holler at our man's Boost down there because I feel like you are currently being introduced really to the world at large. Those who know. But Boost, how did it feel going into your first ever Street Fighter League match, and how are you feeling about the result?
I feel pretty good that I was able to perform up to my ability, and I feel like Shen got he kind of shelled up towards the end, and I was able to get the counter to jab. I still have some bad habits in that matchup, like holding up back, and he has the back heavy kick.
Yeah.
After the drive rush jab, he can't walk back to beat throw tech. So I should tech, is what I'm saying.
Y'all see the difference between Noah and Boost is crazy. Y'all got a wild season ahead. Y'all playing ridiculous. I absolutely love this team. Cloud9. Congratulations, fellas. I love that.
The time has come to share with you news that's bleak but sadly true. I'm talking of the fell black blight, a spreading darkness, endless night.
The environment's changing and the monster population's taken a nosedive.
Blackgrass, rampaging monsters. What do you know of this corruption?
This so-called black mist is actually the black blight. Then there'll most likely be a blighted monster nearby too.
Looks like this whole village has been blighted! Do we know what the blight is or why it's eating away at the world? No. But we know that it attacked our home, and that it must be destroyed.
The kinship stone commands the might to purify this foul black blight.
And we're gonna stop the black blight!
We can befriend monsters easy enough, but other humans are a different story.
Hunters and riders.
Like, they both respect and live with monsters. They're the same that way.
I've been waiting my whole life for this. I want to help my friends. Everyone.
But right now, evil is growing in power. And soon, this whole world shall be devoured.
Yeah, we got claws for concern. Wrath is blighted.
You can use it to stop the blight.
But I'm curious about this kinship with monsters stuff. So I was hoping you could show everyone what it means to be a rider.
amazing stuff from C9 already, right? A team made up of 3 brand new players to Street Fighter League, with JB taking the lead, right? Taking the captain role and the most experienced player on the team, able to clutch it out, putting the pressure on himself in the anchor position. You love to see it, honestly. JB coming through, Boost putting up first, right? They threw him to the Sharks. They were like, first time at SFL, offline environment, go up against an Evo champion in Xi'an.
It's true.
Took him down. That was just immaculate play from C9.
We're looking forward to the next couple of teams as well going into it. It's going to be Red Rooster versus FlyQuest on our first day? Excuse me?
These are already such sick matchups, man. I'm so glad we're getting at this to show off. Red Rooster in the building, right, with a newly tooled roster. Of course, bringing back the Puerto Rican classics and Mono and Ajax, but also adding some Mexico and Canada flavor with Uriel Valorio and Brutus, of course.
Yes, sir.
One of the big fan favorites, bringing the Zangief to the team, going up against FlyQuest, right, with, of course, the CEO and Evo champion, Punk the God, Shine, Psycho, and Chris CCH, a stacked lineup in their own right. Vicious, talk to me what you think is going to be up first, as we do have the away side for FlyQuest's order.
Right, so it's going to be Psycho, Shine, and Punk. This is actually something that threw me off completely, but it's also going to be something that really needs to be talked about. You have 2 different types of Kims. Again, it's locked in, by the way. It's Kim, and Cammy. This is actually one of the hardest things to kind of like decipher, in my opinion. I don't really know how Brutus kind of like does against someone like Kim, but I want to see somebody kind of like shut down the offense and shut down the potential mixes, right? So I'm thinking to myself, well, I think Ed does a great job of being a mid-range beast, being able to cover that zone, so I think I like Ajax Fidelity, but if it's not one if it's not one Kim, it's another. So I think either spot Ajax kind of fits well in. I'm more concerned with the anchor spot. I think against Cammy and Punk, do you save one of the Eds for that, or do you just throw in like your captain with Mono? I don't even know who Mono's going to be playing this time around, whether it be Bison or Aki, but I like both of those characters against Cammy.
And that's the thing with Brutus in this setup against the Kims and the Cammies, is that either way, those characters are going to have to get close to Zangief, right?
Yeah.
So that's dangerous for either of them. So I definitely think we see Brutus in this 3. I don't mind if they save him for the anchor. I like him as anchor or first.
I do have one actual pick against Shine specifically.
Okay.
I like Uriel's wild Ken play versus Shine's Kim.
That's a good point. That's a good point for sure. Since it's character locked, there's no like adjustment to a Chun-Li or something else that Shine can go to, right?
And that's the kind of team composition, that you can expect from Red Rooster, right? I got to say, with Mono 2, when it came to the actual team announcement, he was taking a little bit of a step back to kind of figure out what the team is going to be like in terms of trying to make some of these counter picks going into it. How he's going to play a role as both like the leader and also a person who has both Bison and an Aki. So it's really interesting to see how it's evolved thus far and how they landed on this team in general.
Absolutely, and I love that Ajax is brought back now. This is Ajax's 3rd season of Street Fighter League, right? He's starting to mature as a person, as a player, so it's his time to step up and make some big W's happen as well. But first, before we get into any of that, I want to hear what Mono has to say about retooling this Red Rooster roster and another season of Street Fighter League.
I am here with Mono PR, the leader of Red Rooster. Cacao! How you doing, brother?
Yeah, excited to be here another year.
Listen, brother, you're talking about another year because you have experience, right? But your team, you got some new blood. 2 players that have not been on this stage before. You have Uriel and Brutus. How are they going to handle being under these bright lights? You don't think the moment might be a little too big?
For Uriel, I doubt it, because he's been on so many events. Like, he had a really good run at Red Bull Kumite, and to me, like, he's already used to. He's a very good friend. Latin America, there's no pressure on them. And Brutus, I'm just happy at the fact that he's getting the opportunity to play here at SFL. Like, I've always seen him, always followed him. He has a Geef. I wanted a Geef, so I think we're good. And Fidelity, I don't even have to worry about that.
So not enough people, for some reason, actually no one else outside of yourself, has been smart enough, has had the common sense to get Zangief on a Street Fighter League team in the United States. You went with the Zangief. Why?
What can I say? The character through this season has been giving really good results. Like Itazan, Mena won a premiere with Geef. I feel the character is pretty strong, has very good matchups. There are some counter picks, but even if it's a tiebreaker and a 1-to-1 Geef, it's kind of... that's kind of scary.
That's what I was wondering about. Is that the thinking? Might you... the other teams is not going to hear this, okay?
Yeah, I know.
Is that possibly what's going on right now? Might he be the 1-point guy, 1-to-1 Geef?
It's not that it's going to be like the go-to thing, but I think that it's something that's volatile to the point that it's scary no matter what matchup he faces.
Okay, and you know something that you have never been scared to do, Mono? Is represent that flag that you got right there on your right shoulder. Tell me exactly why is it so important that you take the role that you do with the Puerto Rican FGC?
Same thing as the way DR has happened with Mena. Like, Mena has managed to give representation to not himself as a player, but his community and the player base. So like now you see players like Rynge at SFL. You saw crossover at Capcom Cup. And it's the same thing. Puerto Rico has a lot of good talent. I just like trying to give exposure to my country and its player base because there are a lot more players in that country, in our island, in Puerto Rico, that if I could bring more people for SFL, I would. You know, this year, like, I really wanted to also, this is Mexico's first time at SFL US. I don't know if you knew that, but
good point.
Uriel is the first Mexican. And I think Scythe and Brutus are actually the first Canadians to be in SFL US. I know Mexico was super excited when he was announced. Like, I saw a bunch of people. And same thing with Brutus. And I honestly like the fact that Latin America in general is getting much more exposure. It used to be just Asia, US, Europe. But with Mena and the people he's brought and his community plus us, I feel like you're seeing a lot more of Latin America in general. And people are starting to see it.
Hey, talk that. Spoken like a true goddamn champ. Mono PR, best of luck with this season.
Thank you.
Exactly as anticipated, right? Red Rooster really coming in with a Puerto Rican pride, but also with the full type of strategy to kind of implement getting Brutus, getting Uriel. I think that's like a pretty well-rounded roster, right? You have two of the characters that exude purple coming in from Mono. You have Ed, who's pretty dang good if you ask a lot of the folks out there on the streets right now.
Agreed.
A very, very frustrating Ken to play against. Very well-rounded as well.
Yeah.
And, of course, the Zangief of Zangiefs, right? I'm not talking about Edazon. I'm talking about Brutus.
Absolutely.
Small boy, big churn. That's him.
Sure.
He's actually a lot taller than I thought he'd be. He's actually like my height.
Yeah, honestly, the aura that he gives off online.
He's a pretty tall dude.
It's a little deceptive when it comes to his actual build.
Low-key.
It happens a lot in fighting games. I remember
I hate it.
Met Damascus. I was like, why are you 6'?
He's like 7 feet tall.
I was like, why are you 6'12", bro? But that's beside the point, of course. So yeah, excited to see. And Mono, as he said, right, it's not just about the Puerto Rican pride, but we are here to celebrate, not just to celebrate being here, but to win.
Well, let's switch it up a little bit. We have FlyQuest on the receiving end, being on the away side. Their composition is a very interesting one. You have so many veterans, but from different years. You know what I'm saying? It feels like an all-star game is what it is coming in. We have Punk as the captain, Shine, who was a captain of his own right, too.
Yeah.
Psycho coming back into the fray, and then Chris CCH making his return.
And yeah, Punk obviously leading off the team as the captain. Can't wait to see what he has to say.
I'm here with the leader of the Alpha Academy and, of course, FlyQuest, Punk the God, Evo Champ. What's up with you,
How you
bro?
doing, bro?
You ready for this season?
Yeah, I'm excited. Very excited, actually.
So the way that you put your team together this time was very interesting. You always seem to go with the homies, first and foremost. You always go with your best friends, it seems like. So what exactly is your thought process when putting these teams together?
It's just people I see work hard and, you know, they're, I guess, my friends, right? Like, I wouldn't consider me and Chris like very, very close.
Oh, yeah.
We don't really hang out much, but we talk a lot at tournaments, and you know, I've seen him grow from so young in Street Fighter V all the way up until like he is now, which is, you know, a great player. He's been on Street Fighter League quite a lot as pretty much the captain of CLG when he was here, always in the captain spot, even beating Mena, and when it really mattered in the playoffs, like, you know, he played amazing that whole season. And you know, someone like that is good, you know, so it takes some weight off of my shoulders knowing that someone like Chris has also been in a spot like that a lot, and you know, maybe that I don't really have to play in those clutch moments all the time. I can maybe rely on him if he's feeling like it.
Yeah, you actually have all Street Fighter League veterans on your team. Psycho was on there in season 1. We had Sean on multiple seasons of Street Fighter League, but with Psycho and Sean, it's been a while. I gotta ask, do you believe that they are ready for this?
Bro, watching Psycho, you know, we live very close to each other, so he always comes to my house to play because his internet is horrible at home. Even playing 5 minutes away is so bad for playing. So he comes to my house and he usually play online on online tournaments here, and or he just come over stream where we play. And I just know he's really ready for this moment. He tells me he's ready and he shows me he's ready is the most important thing. You know, he didn't ask for this from me. You know, he kept showing me through hard work because I told him, like, you know, you play Kimberly, bro. Like at the end of the day,
Yeah, that could be a
it's hard
liability.
to have that on your team, you know, where so many characters can counterpick. But, you know, he keeps showing me every day that, like, even though this character is struggling, he's pushing her to a new limit, and he's, like, finding his way to beat so many good players week after week after week.
Now, talking about you specifically, last time you was here, Punk the God, stuff was a little bit different. You ain't have a special, very important piece of hardware in your trophy cabinet. That was before you was the Evo champ. The first ever United States Evo champion. With that being the case, your aura being different, everything being different now, is it your time to win the Street Fighter League World Championship, starting with the North American one?
I think so. I think so every year. But this year, I feel very just good coming here. Like, usually I don't feel like this. I feel good, but I feel like we're a little bit maybe a sleeper pick this year. Maybe. You know, I just know my teammates are they're going to come here and really show everyone why I put them on the team.
Punk, talk that, though. You got me hyped up for the season. Not what I want to play. You know, I'm trying to rewind the clock. This has been the Evo champion and leader of FlyQuest, Punk the God.
Very interesting to hear Punk, right? All this faith that he has in Chris CCH. I like that a lot. Obviously, bringing Psycho and Shine in, not only because of the camaraderie and the rapport that we've talked about is very important in this team atmosphere, but they're also two Kimberly players, right? Very, I think, underrepresented characters, so it's going to have an opportunity for these players to really exploit their advantage when it comes to matchup knowledge, but also having Chris CCH as that safety net. Ed, one of the best characters in the game right now. Chris CCH, one of the best pilots of the character in the game right now. I love Punk putting a weapon of that lethality on his team.
Truly, and I think, you know, if there's a moment where push comes to shove, I think Shine also having a backup Chun-Li might also be a big benefactor for the team's composition. But looking at it right now, again, having two Kims is so difficult to even try to consider, because it's like, one, how much experience do you have against this character? And two, what do you do when it happens to be against two of the best to pilot them, right? Psycho and Shine at the same time. This is actually kind of a very interesting competition. So let's see. Psycho starting things off very fast pace against Rudy on the block with the overhead. Against Psycho likes to sneak in a little bit of extra damage from the mixes, but had that hit, it led to so much back-to-back counter hits. Psycho giving him different looks thus far.
Yeah, and Psycho, just like Shine, is a true Kim player, right? This is not a character they have in their pocket that they bust out in certain matchups or anything. This is their main chicken, so to speak. And because of that, Psycho, I mean, he's going to have the matchup advantage when it comes to nuance and knowledge in these funky scenarios against damn near everybody.
Yeah, he's not worried. Despite being a burnout, his credentials are strong. He's never worried.
You know, never that.
I still love that. I'm still alive?
Nice. Ooh, right there, though. From a distance, Uriel. The Kens are always going to press that reversal crouch medium kick, but Psycho shuts down the overhead attempt.
Good reaction.
That's something you always have to consider, right? Like, despite them being burnout, surely they won't have like any sort of reversal to their name. Level 1, having a bar, that's something that's like a very common scenario. Oh boy. I was going to say, what's the mix going to be like after that early jump out?
Yes, Psycho trying to throw. Maybe thinking Uriel will parry up. And then again, the reversal crouch medium kick, even with Psycho in his face like that, and then baiting out the parry. Ooh, again, just immediately challenged the light string, though. Uriel would try to get greedy. Speaking of which, overhead there, going low.
One of the sharpest anti-airs and also one of the more consistent ones.
See that crouch fierce, and what a buffer right there. The crouch medium kick into the elbow, level 3. Psycho gonna shut down the first game.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That's all I'm gonna say. Just
especially close to the corner. The burnouts, especially when you're like closer to the corner.
Take it slow. He hasn't really tried to go crazy. Yeah, when you got your offense, you don't need to like spin out your drive gauge, because especially he's nervous on defense, so he's gonna do some shit, he's gonna whiff or something.
Just watch out for his DPs. He's gonna let something.
Needs to be a little bit more mindful and respectful of what Psycho has in terms of his resources.
Yeah, Uriel, I mean, it felt like the big hits he got last round were like these reversal crouch medium kicks, right? These defensive gambits, they ended up working out. Psycho felt very in control of the neutral, but now Uriel gonna establish his drive rush jab, get to the corner, close quarters combat, that's where he can thrive. Gonna make something out right though, the backdash with Psycho recovering in time after the parry attempt.
Nice.
No escape for free.
Nice.
And the kid, after making him block the drive rush Dan Fear, just straight crouch medium kick after. Uriel kind of hard calling out a lot of what Psycho wants to do.
That was 2 raw hits by the way. That wasn't linked into a sweep. Let's go, Uriel.
Recuerda, él va a jugar con la standing medium kick.
So as the Uriel was definitely able to establish and impose a tempo, a chaotic pace. Wonder if Psycho tries to wrestle control back here in the second round. Nice check on the drive rush cancel. Coming off that medium. If they're not going to keep it tight like that with a true block stream, you might as well challenge.
Now even more so trying to reset the damage, but also being that point blank after a drive rush overhead. I like the idea.
Yeah, indeed. You see Uriel win with a very quick throw, right? Because he noticed that Psycho had been pressing buttons. And Psycho pressed it again right there, but not quick enough to actually beat that throw.
Ooh-wee! That's going to be all she wrote. Psycho doesn't really spend all the bar.
Nice. Actually just goes for the throw reset to hold on to the meter. Wow.
I knew it. I knew something dastardly was going to be coming through. Nice. And it was Psycho. It was Psycho all along.
I love that from Psycho right there. We get the walk under the elbow drop though, so Uriel off to a hot start in this round. But you see Kim's spin the level 3 even when it's an overkill, right? Just to get the install. I love the fact that Psycho didn't do that. Great counter poke though. That crouch medium punch, man. One of the best buffer tools Ken has. See from a distance right there, buffering the run into Shoryuken. It's a level 3. Very efficient, very damaging combo.
Yeah, you were not kidding. I felt like there was very little, if any, scaling aside to that. What was...
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, didn't even have to drive on it either. But Psycho, he's got a real chance here. This is going to burn Uriel Velorio out because it's CA, so that's 2 full drive bars. He has no super meter either. If we get to the corner, Psycho can win this game.
Oh, and we might just get that forward throw. Now we get some drive rush forward. Also, do the slide still. Leaving him in the block stun, and I like that drive impact. He has to kill it now. 100% he has to. Gets shut down immediately after.
No bomb.
Level 3 expenditure. That was actually so difficult. Psycho, though, I gotta say, man.
Never worried.
Never worried.
Like, legitimately in that scenario, right? He was down immensely in that final round, right? But it was because Uriel had spit all of his meter. If you can get a quick hit after that, and that hit goes into a level 3 to get big damage, and it burns the opponent out, leaving them helpless when it comes to the resources to defend themselves. A round that was once at a huge deficit can turn around in an instant.
A pretty devastating turn of events, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Psycho has proven to be one of the more dominant Kim players, and this is not the first time they've encountered each other, right? This has been like a long time coming. They found each other in a multitude of different weekly events, right? There's Can Opener, you have TNS, you have like the FlyQuest Fight Series as well.
Kasa's, Neo Judai, Street Fighter Academy. We legitimately have a weekly every single day now here in North America, right? And these two are never shying away from entering them. So as you said, they've come across each other in a multitude of tournaments already.
Speaking of which, we are switching it up to a different Kimberly via Shine, and it's Mono stepping up to the plate instead.
So I want to see if Mono is a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more used to what Shine's going to be able to bring to the table here, or if he's able to impose his will earlier on.
Yeah, it really depends on whether or not Mono's going to have like some sort of timidity when it comes to blocking some of the mix-ups that Kim has. I think Aki is going to be the choice for Mono instead. I like this pick. I like this pick a lot. I think there's a lot that you can do to control the space that Kimberly wants to encroach on.
Mono here has been playing this character since she's come out as well, and I think one of the best buffed characters in the patches before this latest one. I think she was probably the biggest winner, got so many quality of life changes, got buffs to her frame data, her damage, her conversions, everything that the Aki players really wanted. So from that, we see Mono on the rise here, going up against Shine on the Kimberly. And yeah, I think she's got plenty of tools to stop the type of games Kimberly wants to play, but we'll see how it all plays out.
Yeah, one of the biggest things that we got to see is whether or not Mono has the big combos that Aki can deal, right? Big, long-winded ones too, but yeah, forward throw coming in from Shine initially. Off of the reaction of the fireball too. Mono not really placing the right types of fireballs. We didn't get punished for it per se, but it's still Shine with the offensive already. This is the exact situation we want to avoid. I don't know what that reversal was, but it could have been snake step to possibly avoid a situation with Shine. He came in with the throw regardless. Does get the perfect.
Wow, he's 9. No way.
Yeah, that's the kind of pace that we could expect from Kimberly.
Yeah, 100%, just shutting down everything she wants to do. And I'm glad you highlighted the fireball from Mono in that first set too, because this is obviously one of the best fireball drive rush characters in the game, Aki. And I wanted to see how Shine kind of got around that, but Mono hasn't really been looking for that just yet. Maybe respecting the slide capabilities, but Shine tested him early. DI already.
Shine super. No.
New Shine. Oh, this is a new Shine.
Dear God!
Kill him.
This nigga is different.
Kill him.
Do EX run not do more? I mean, he did.
Is that a double P? I can't remember if he got hit. I think that's a double P, right?
Yeah, that's a double P.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's a great way to start it out,
lead.
Sean. That's a great way to start your Street Fighter League out, baby.
He was definitely talking like
The double P.
He sounded really upset about that. I don't know.
Apparently.
I think
He's like, I'm going to have to spank these players raw? He's not going to be able to use his belt?
I guess so. Someone else is pulling up his pants is what's happening. He's just dragging them all over the place. I hate it here.
Somebody get Shine to check the clutch.
It was so dominating. Now the reverse effect.
Mono
had a bit of a hezzy with a low medium kick as well. That was a counter hit, so he was able to get at least a standing light kick. Great block on the overhead. Let's see it.
The full fade just destroying whatever Shine brought out to play. Mono bouncing back real quick from the double perfect.
No juegues dentro de las también.
Yeah.
Shine on the offensive, drive rush forward, another throw. He gets a really harassed to the normal speed. Yeah, hence why the drive reversal came out from Mono, having that right read.
Mono with the snake step feint right there, trying to beat out something from Shine. Wow! What an anti-air from that far away on the elbow drop. Very impressive. That's something, yeah, I was going to say that. Mono's going to be busted out here. Tried the parry this time, and he wasn't blocking his dome.
Nice. One.
Está brincando mucho.
There's an option.
Está velando
No, we don't, actually. I lied to you all. He dashed up and parried. Just waiting.
Yeah, I don't know if he's trying to bait out a response from Shine. He's hoping that Shine would think he would commit to the drive rush.
Yeah, I'd imagine he tried to drive rush himself.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah, it might have just been an accidental non-drive rush.
Nice. Eventually going to come out too. That overhead is so nice. Empty jump low. He's dead. The Japan special could go right into the rest of the drive gauge, and he does so appropriately and has to stay a level one.
Let's go, Mono. Not trying to throw it all. I think on defense you can just stick to trying to block, or you just try to perfect parry.
Okay. Also try some more drive rushes. Drive rush jab, drive light kick. Try something. You haven't really done it much, so give it a try.
Mono was
he's primarily looking for jumps.
Both in control and in a major life lead both those rounds as well. Utilizing the OD fireball. This is something that Mono kind of regretted in that first game, though. Those fireballs didn't do the job that he was looking for them to do. Oh, what a call out on the elbow drop.
I mean, like, he does get a knockdown, he does get like a counter carry off of it as well. But this is going to be great for Mono.
Nice.
Tossing heavy kick to check the elbow. Very low profile, but the hitbox around it is so amazing.
Tried to get it right there, but a little bit too much recovery. Shine was able to jump in, but what a backdash. Mono will take the bomb explosion. Get some breathing room. The cruel fate. I was going to say that's minus, though. That's regular cruel fate.
Oh, and we all got shimmy just as you did.
Indeed, caught reaching. Oh, huge jump back, though. Caught Shine committing to a button on the ground, thinking that Mono would reach. Level 2 for the poison and the big damage. Wake it up.
Yeah!
Nice block.
Let's go, Mono!
I
love that too. The Mono, the damage is pretty dastardly, but more importantly, the poison being applied for Shine allows for that damage, that health bar to tick down just little by little too. So you were going to force that eventual KO.
Nice.
Mono still keeping it rather clean. Nice. Assuming that Shine was going to go for something like a level 1, right? So that's really, really well done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good blocks.
Had a perfect read that puts him on set point. Remember, he got perfected twice in a row to start this set. Tried the drive rush check counter right there, but Shine already committing to the jump.
It's so scary within this range. You know, Mono is kind of like inching towards like the back end. He wants to throw out a fireball. He wants to throw out maybe like a puddle too, but Shine is just kind of been hounding him down a little bit. That was a punish counter initially on the standing medium kick. He could have gone for a sweep link, but instead went for another one. Just kind of keep Shine away.
Yeah, and Shine has shown a willingness to jump, right? So you see Mono, he's not throwing any nightshade pulses out in the neutral. Even that fireball holstered. Doesn't want to give Shine that big reward from a jump in. And look, oh no, he was waiting for the jump in, the anti-air. It got defeated, and all that waiting, all that patience that should have paid off is going to go to a round 3, a final round between these two. Wow.
That's mad unfortunate. That's exactly what Mono was
a lot of overheat.
Crouching heavy punch. Sorry, crouching heavy kick. Not doing him any favors, but now with this rebuttal coming in from Shine level 3, it was expensive. but she does get the buff. Her damage is normalized now. Her speed is insane. Probably the fastest in the game now.
Indeed. We see Sean, he already got his parry attempt early.
Nice.
Oh, these elbow drops, these shallow elbow drops. Aki has a far horizontal reaching anti-air. It's not as easy to do it against her.
Yeah, it really is kind of tough. I will say the switch up in regards to the airborne department, Shine has been able to kind of interact with the jump ins too. That was actually a mix that I thought he wasn't going to block.
Yeah,
it's going to be huge. Level 2 could be more than enough. Actually, no.
He got Pixel. My channel points. Oh, yeah, a little bit more. Nice. Perfect parry on the elbow drop. And Shine is burnt out with no super meter. We just saw this in the last set. And Aki is the queen of burnout, bro. You're going to be eating all this chip. You have no way out.
I think Shine could have pressed maybe a button, perhaps. Despite there being frame trap, there could have been a moment where he could have maybe got a trade and killed.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. Shine gambled on a trade. Maybe he gets the kill off, doesn't choose to, and as a result, Mono takes the set.
Let's go, Mono! Man, do you know what's crazy about this? We could actually get like the replay, the actual like replay implementation to figure this out.
Yeah,
I'm gonna need the ID. I'm gonna need the CFN ID right now.
For real, dude. That was wild stuff right there. I think you're right. I think there was a position where Shine could have at least traded with something. Would that have been enough damage? I mean, Mono barely had any health, right? So I think if he trades with something that's not a light, then it's enough damage.
Perhaps.
Yeah, man. Definitely one of those that we want to lab out, see the different calculations, see the different timelines and how they would have played out. But this one is a tied up set between Red Rooster and FlyQuest now.
Yeah, I think if you have nothing to lose, like if you already know what the burnout situation is going to be like and you're going to be forced to that corner, I think there's like any reason to try it out, that would have been it. It's like, you know what, like if I'm going to be like pushed into like a scenario where she kills me and DIs, that's fine. Let me see if this guy is going to be ready to actually get the trade conversion off of the frame trap, or if there's enough of a gap to even sneak anything in there. So that's tough. That is truly tough.
Man, this is a hell of a decision from the Red Rooster squad, right? Putting Brutus in the anchor position to go up against somebody like Punk, right? Obviously, this is the captain of Team FlyQuest, Brutus, having the Zangief. Like, this is an opportunity for Brutus to strike fear in not only FlyQuest's heart, but the entirety of SFL going forward.
Don't let his aloof demeanor fool you. I don't even know if aloof is like really the proper term, because I feel like sometimes he's a happy-go-lucky guy. But this guy is, when he gets up on the setups, he is a different person. It is night and day.
It is the classic fighting game equation. I don't know the exact word to use, but the nicer you are in real life, the more of a jerk you are in game.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
That is just how the laws of fighting games have been since I've entered the scene. You're a nice person in real life, that means you are, I want to strangle you in game.
Whoa.
That's how it goes. You know, I mean, Brutus is one of those players. He's got the Zangief. Nobody ever wants to fight against the Zangief. He's got the grappler's chance. He's always one SPD away from having your entire life bar go away.
Yeah, I really wanted to see like how this matchup has kind of like transpired with the current changes that Zangief had gone through from Season 1 into Season 2, as we don't really get to see it as often in the meta. I will say, I think Brutus is one of the most like studious of all like Zangief players, for lack of better English verbiage or at least phrasing. I think he's one of the more like well-informed Zangiefs on the planet.
For sure, for sure. And again with that knee, right, not only being -4, now being punishable, but it seems like they removed part of the sway aspect to it, and the hurt box kind of lingers on in front of him a little bit longer. Yeah. So there's a lot of instances now where these Zangiefs would do spacing traps with that knee and cause your reversal button to whiff, where it actually connects now. I think that was actually the thing they were more upset by than the outright -4. But one of the big things about this patch, right, is that you're left, or you have a bigger throwable hurt box after drive reversals, which are -6, and Zangief, of course, got the 5-frame SPDs on deck, so he's going to get pretty much a guaranteed one anytime he blocks a drive reversal.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. Give and take for the rest of the roster, too.
Yeah, exactly. The command grab characters definitely got buffed with this recent nerf to drive reversal.
Man. Bruce is making the right reads to against Punk. I just don't know where that knee drop was. Sudden knee drop. Maybe try to catch something in the air, but I don't know.
Brutus, the machine gun chop. Eddie Kingston in the building.
Oh, this is
Nice. Oh, yeah, you know the wrestling references is coming out.
I'm glad you're here.
Did you already know? And Brutus, look at that, already establishing right the first round victory. Oh my goodness.
I like the idea, like trying to catch like the landing frames as well, just a little bit too shy off the mark. Oh, that was a counter hit because it was crouching too, like hit the tail end of like the active frames on that. That was really, really well spaced.
Yeah, then the jackhammer for the side switch here. Brutus was supposed to put Punk in the corner. Nice. Look at that, harass him, right? He's got to do something to hold it to this drive gauge. Punk going to burn himself out because he was on the verge of it anyway. Oh, beautiful stuff right there, Brutus. Covering all his bases. Spine buster, that's plus 30.
Oh, don't jump out of the way, too. He might be churning that level 1.
That's a good point here. He could set him up for it, honestly. But Punk buffering that crouch strong. The sword normal. He's actually going to burn Brutus out as well because it's the CA. Ouch.
He could just straight up and kill. Oh, block. Ooh, not much Brutus to really do about that. I think he just built his level 2.
He did. He built the level 2 with blocking the Fierce. So maybe he could have got it out between the spin knuckle, but that was tough, man.
Down. We got the first SPD of the matchup. Drive rush forward, checking with the lights. Now checking. I don't know if that was a button or like walking backwards from Punk. I actually kind of missed it.
And machine gun chopping in the knee off of the drive rush. He has kept it tight, but Brutus, the last hit. Put it on a milk card, bro. I don't know where it went.
Not like this. The Punk factor?
Oh, man. The meaty spiral arrows as well. Getting in his face, too. Not scared of the CA. Oh, and then DI after. Punk, he's going to build to the level 2. Will this be enough damage? He's got double drive rush cancel. It's Zangief. He's got extra health. Oh, he doesn't go for it.
Oh, my God. Yo, and he checked him walking backwards, too.
Oh. And Punk, he's waving down somebody. I don't know if that level 2 was intentionally MIA or if something went awry, but Brutus making the most of it in this instance. Able to poke back for the kill, for the clutch out to open up the set between himself and Punk.
So Brutus up one game.
You know your game plan works.
FlyQuest. Oh no, Amigo.
Exactly.
Amigo. This is the mix-up that we were looking for, right? This is the exact reason why Brutus was picked up for the Red Rooster team.
Yeah, and I really love, honestly, Zangief in this matchup, especially against Punk's style of Cammy, who's walking up, always picking the right spot to do jab, but what a whip punish that was. But again, Zangief, it's not going to be easy. You're dead, Cammy. Oh, man. 13-second round. The Geef is out here.
I'm telling you, man, small boy, big turn. He's a firm believer of his 360. He's a big heart.
Look at these. There's so many clean spacing traps. And then after blocking the lighted SPD.
I'm telling you, man, he's one of the most informed Zangief players that we could ever ask for. And also, one of the biggest lab monsters for this character specifically.
Exactly right. Brutus has talked about it. He thinks this character has been quite strong for quite a while. And even with the most recent nerfs, definitely can get the job done. Oh, no. I don't think even Punk was expecting to steal the corner there.
So awkward, too. Just the tip of the spiral arrow as well. Brutus managed to get clipped by it. That drive is really going to be coming back, too. It's going to be a huge difference, too, once it does come back.
Can't believe Punk actually risked the throw right there. Brutus had built to the level 3. Now we got the OD Lariat. Oh, tried to get the heavy SPD off, but Punk drive rushing in for the punish.
Matt weird shit this all the time. He just backdash on hit, on block, and he's going to do a weird ass SPD.
Having the right sense of mind to jump out of harm's way, too. Brutus knew damn well he was still within range. That's why he did it in the first place, right? The jump ins are not going to be clear for takeoff. But also, I think I love Brutus really checking the movement against Punk. I think he's really trying to force that conditioning to happen, to force Cammy to sit still.
Exactly. You can see Punk now, he's not going to press his advantage. He's not going to want to get too close willingly because of the 3 bars on Brutus' side. He's standing at this neutral range. Exactly, just backing up after the jabs, right? Doesn't want to get SPD'd for it like he did last time, but got clipped by the knee. Now we get to start our game. Ooh, and again. Brutus has wrestled this lead back from Punk despite the way this route started. Tries to lay parry. He's going to be able to drive rush cancel into the level 2. Get the right extension here. That should be dead Cammy. Oh, into the level 1. Power bomb special, bro.
Hey, when he's in burnout, he's doing drill.
Yeah, be careful of that backdash.
Be careful, like, keep in mind the neutral jump, don't do it too much, because he can punish you, but just keep that in mind.
And Brutus is 2-0 Red Roosters. Mastermind strat working out to perfection so far. But can Punk bring it back? We know he is the god. He is the Evo champion right now, defending, reigning.
Yeah, that could be a little bit problematic too. Again, like Brutus, he's the last line of defense in terms of acquiring points. So I think, overall, seeing the way that this is playing out, we might even see like the sudden death happen.
Yeah, That could be. Oh, nice. Absorbing the DI right there. Yeah, you can't just bully Zingy for free and burn out with DI because he has that H to absorb it.
Jesus.
Neutral jump. DI this time for Brutus, but Punk more than ready as always. Wild reaction. It's been that way since he's bursted onto the scene. Little crack back for your pleasure.
Yeah, just one game at a time.
Yeah, considering the circumstances too, Punk delivering that final blow with the level 2 makes a lot of sense. But going into it, one more round of stage, and not really fear the repercussions of like what Brutus has been delivering thus far. I think having 2 bars to your name as Brutus in this final game potentially could be a little bit of a problem.
Beautiful spacing on that, recognizing that Punk was going to come down empty jump from the neutral. Oh, swung into the headbutt.
Okay.
My goodness, the vibranium cranium. That was the first time I ever said that. I don't know where it came from.
I mean, listen, man, it captivated me.
Fierce. Just chipping away at that drive gauge and Punk knows. Oh my goodness! What? Get the SPD punish countered as the DP goes through the armor. Oh man.
The fact that it's still a punish counter was what blew my mind.
Yeah, right. That he hadn't recovered fully from the DP yet. Had to be like one of the last frames of recovery.
This guy.
There you go.
Within range? No, too far off the mark.
The hardest read right there. Maybe expecting Punk to do like a little bit of a walk back into a fierce or a jab or a crouch strong, one of the signature Punk styles. Wanted to grab the normal. This is a big read, but he's got a big lead, right, in terms of games, so I don't mind him trying to risk that here.
Yeah, if you're Punk, you have nothing to risk here after that. He's being expended.
I don't feel like I see that call very often. Nah, I thought you meant to confirm it.
There was no way, in my opinion, that Brutus was able to like mentally come back. I think that was the next round.
It might be a first to 2 demons, but this is easy.
With the level 3, and usually when you do something like that, you're pretty content with the way the rest of it's going to play out if it doesn't work. So Brutus back to the good old stuff, though. That stand fierce.
Yeah, such a great tool to catch some of the straight hits as well. Even the medium hits that are coming off the Punk, a little bit absorbed through the armor. But Brutus gets the second wheel and opened up. Either way, Punk.
Yep. Yeah, there we go.
Spinning on the roundhouse. Also, big whiff punish on the other side. See, tap parry does get blown up sky high.
Oh, he tried the knee right there. I don't know if that's one of those instances we were talking about before, where the hurt box would have been pulled back far enough, but nothing really ever escapes that crouch strong from Cammy, to be honest.
No, not at all. Ah, unfortunate.
A little bit of exposure suplex against the other side. Punk's like, nah, I like my side. Man, kicking. A lot of grab out of each other.
Oh, the drive kick from both ends, too? I'm just looking at the green bar just turning to yellow little by little.
Yeah, right. Both approaching the amber, making each other block these big normals. Expecting some drive rush. We're right in that same zone.
Chopping away again. Oh, on deck now for Brutus.
The only lariat is there as well. You know, Brutus, he wants to end this round without spinning any meter. It's a huge threat to have going into set point if he can get there. Yeah. Oh, but the whiff, Punk. Beautiful footsies as per usual from this fella.
On defense, you get to like the last round, he's gonna not come down his offense. Like,
hold on, say the end part again, because when the super half and I couldn't hear you.
If you just stay active on defense, I feel like you get to like the last round, he's gonna be really nervous when he gets offense, and then you can just backdash out of there. So I feel like you can just stay active on defense.
Tying it all up, 2 games apiece. We love keeping it competitive.
Yeah, a screenshot of Punk doing crouch medium kick EX Tenko should be in the Street Fighter Museum, to be honest.
Facts.
Like, to be honest. So, giving him the ability to drive rush cancel out right there, the heavy crouch heavy punch to blow up Brutus's defensive timing. My goodness, right now. And then again, picking all the right decisions aggressively. Brutus can't get out. Oh, just as I say that though, finds the mash. Punk right back with you, and the round inning stand classic. 1 round away from bringing this back is FlyQuest's Punk.
Pretty significant way to start things off, right? We could potentially get a 40 bomber from the side of FlyQuest. 30 bomber, excuse me. I wrote best score. Oh. How many times has he gotten away with some of these big sweeps from Brutus?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Brutus has definitely been picking his spots here. He's hit them more often than not. but even when they haven't been connected, Punk hasn't been ready to take advantage of it afterwards. Just so awkward. Don't play against a lot of Zangiefs that are looking to footsie you, right? A lot of the time they're just going for the big flashy plays. So someone patient, ground-based like Brutus can catch people off guard. Oh, and here we go again. Jackhammer for the side switch. You already know who's next. Cammy's next. Oh, the knee catches the jump and reaching.
Oh my God.
What a reaction from Brutus. ODSPD for the punish. Looking to force a final round.
Jump back knees.
The fadeaway.
Oh, he's dead.
He was winding up, and I love that. The quicker from Punk. He conserves his own drive meter, and he prevents Brutus from getting above 2 bars. That means it's burnout. And only 1 bar on deck here. You can't escape. Punk gonna be able to close it out like that. 3-2. What a turnaround from the God.
Not too shabby for the side of Brutus, though. Not too shabby at all, right? With a 2-game dominating lead first, right out the gate. Punk just coming in all the way back to exactly why we have these big moments, exactly why he is the anchor majority of the time for majority of the games that we've seen him throughout the years of Street Fighter League. Going into 3 out of 5 territory, that's exactly where Punk shines. But also big ups to Brutus, man.
Yeah.
He deserves all the flowers that he can get, because that was actually a very impressive display of showing up to your first day at work and also absolutely dominating. I think he did a fantastic job as an anchor.
Absolutely right. If this was a 2 out of 3 set between the two, Brutus takes it 2-0. Looks completely convincing. We're talking a very different narrative here at the end, but Punk, that's what happens, right? That's why he's conserved for that anchor position a lot of the time. The 2 games of intel in his brain goes honestly a lot further than 99% of players out there. So he was able to turn it around, take the setback. But I was so impressed with Brutus. He was really able to establish a game where it was frustrating for Punk to get close. He wanted to play his usual Cammy game. He didn't let that happen. He really forced Punk to switch it up after those first 2 games. And I mean, credit to the Evo champion. He did just that.
FlyQuest taking it down with Punk at the helm, actually at the anchor, with a big W against Brutus. It was so close. You're starting to really see the potential of not only Brutus, but really the potential coming in from Red Rooster, right? And you get to unlock that exact full potential going into it as you get to see some of the monitors being on display here for Street Fighter League. Take a look at the Asus ROG monitors, being able to unlock your gaming potential, as it is perfect for both console and PC gamers, as they offer stunning visuals, fast refresh rates, as well as ergonomic designs. Visit asus.com to level up your setup today.
And what better way to capture that potential than with SteelSeries Moments? It is the easiest way to record and share your gameplay with friends. Moments in game, auto clipping lets you capture and share your clips anywhere. So SteelSeries is going to make sure you have those moments that you can show everybody and anybody in your life. And without further ado, let's go back to RobTV along with FlyQuest for the Victor's interview.
FlyQuest has started this season off with a bang, a close match, but in the end of the day, they got it done. Psycho, welcome back to Street Fighter League. How was your first match?
It's great to be back. I had to play Ken. We hate Ken, but, you know, I got a lot of strong guys on my team, and we theory fight a lot, and, you know, I pulled it out.
Hey, man, so what does it mean to you to be back here on Street Fighter League, where you belong? And, of course, you proved it immediately in week 1. What does it mean to you to be back here?
It means a lot, man. You know, I really grinded to be here. You know, season 1, I qualified through the online tournament. I didn't get voted in. And, you know, this time I was picked, but, you know, I think my results have been speaking for themselves, and I think I really earned this spot.
Okay, now let me holler at my man's Punk the God real quick. So, Punk, of course, you were over there in the anchor spot. You go up against Brutus, went down 2-0, dealing with the Geef. I think that's a bad matchup for Cammy, if I'm not mistaken. In the end of the day, you were able to clutch it out. Just take us through that match.
I like the Zangief matchup with Cammy. Maybe a slightly Zangief favor, but I think it's pretty close to even. Brutus, I've never played him in my life ever in 5 or 6. I've never even seen a match of his in my life outside of like clips, like his clips, because you know he a clipper. Yeah, so I see some of his clips on Twitter, but like that's the most knowledge I've had. But I feel like my teammates there, you know, they helped me a lot on defense, like telling me where he was doing a lot, and you know, it just kind of helped me get back into it and make some right reads, and then I'll be able to take the set.
The alpha, okay. And last but not least, I want to make sure I holler at my man Shine. You're back here on Street Fighter League. We did not see you last season. How did it feel to be back up there? The Kimberly is looking absolutely nasty, even though you barely ended up not clutching out in the end. How are you feeling right now with this season?
I mean, I feel pretty good. Like even though I lost, I don't really feel like I played like
like bad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was, yeah, for the most part, I'm kind of cool with the decisions I made. I think it was just like very small errors. Like, I heard them in my ear saying a mash on the string, but like, it was kind of like I wasn't sure if I heard it, so I didn't want to mash and like, you know what I mean? Like, I was scared. Like, that's a 10-point mash, you know? Like
10-point mash, you got to be entirely certain. One thing we can be certain of is that Team FlyQuest is a force to be reckoned with. Gentlemen, congratulations on your first win.
Yeah, come on. Everybody come alive real quick. Battle of the strong, survival of the fit. Take your best shot, hope you don't miss.
I ain't never scared, never quitting is the motto.
Yeah, come on. Everybody come alive real quick. Battle of the strong, survival of the fit. Take your best shot, hope you don't miss. A new challenger is among us.
They can take it high, you can take it much farther.
Fast with the hands, eat Honda. Defend my legacy with strength and honors. I'm the greatest ever. Come down, see. No way I can't beat this. It's a showdown. This is my arena.
back into it now with team battle number 3. Thus far, it's been the away side that has gotten the big W's. Let's see if it happens again between Shopify Rebellion going up against the Bandit squad. Vish is back at it again with Rynge. Now, talk to me, Rynge. We go into it with the squad. The Bandits team has their away pick settled. It is going to be Kaba, Zhen, and Mena, which constitutes Guile, Bison, and Zangief.
Oh my goodness. Dang, that's what Mena's locking into, huh? The Zangief.
That's crazy.
What a pick for this team tournament, right? And we were talking a little bit off camera, right? I was very interested to see how Zhen would be utilized on the Team Bandits, right? Because last year, a lot of the time, he was reserved for the best of one. They kind of wanted to use his wild style and just be like, all right, for the tiebreaker, send him up there, let him go wild with DJ, and let's see what happens, right? But I know Mena has a lot of respect for Zhen as a competitive player in a longer set, right? He's been one of the players that has given Mena the most trouble in the CPT, so I know he's going to be put in a lot more environments where he's going to play those 2 out of 3s, the 3 out of 5s, as we see here, him coming up in the secondary position. Now, Kaba in the first spot on the away squad. That means Shopify Rebellion have their choice to throw up who they want against them. Now, I know people at home are looking for the Knuckle Do Kaba matchup.
I'm thinking the same thing.
You know what I'm saying? I know everybody wants to see it. I wonder if Shopify Rebellion, considering Du as the captain, gives us what we're all looking for just straight out the gate.
I mean, I would love that as an early prediction to kind of like have that tone set for the rest of the season and kind of have that animosity, but there's a lot to look forward to, right? You have Dual Kevin as well. You have Safe getting their very first Street Fighter League under their belt. Then you have Hot Dog 29, the 29th dog of the pack, to see if whether or not he's going to be coming back in full fashion too with a character that he's very mindful of.
Yeah, I love that you bring Safe up. I think Safe is an incredibly dangerous player. One that players are not going to have too much of a familiar sense with, right? Obviously, he qualified for Capcom Cup last year. He's been around the block, but he's not in this region where a lot of players are going to be playing against him constantly, right? Like your Knuckle Doos, your Punks, your Meta RDs and whatnot. He's on the east coast of Canada, but again, it's not really going to be one where they're meshing as frequently as we see the Americans mesh. So I want to see if Safe is able to catch them off guard a little bit. I would like to put him up first, honestly. If you're not going to put Knuckle Do, just to really establish that tone. He's really good at getting around fireballs, getting around conservative game plans. He's aggressive with the character, but a calculated aggression.
Going into the next one, though, with Zhen, Bison, I feel like a lot of people have been leaning towards having a Rashid pick to face off against this Bison. What do you think about that?
So I would like that pick, honestly. I like Dual Kevin being saved for Zhen, and then Mena in the back with the Zangief. I don't know, man. I guess you save Du for that,
I
right?
like Du for that.
Right?
I really do.
You save the Guile so you don't have to actually interact with Zangief at a close quarters range, because I think Hot Dog is a little scary on the Bison, you know what I mean? Being at that range, especially because Bison is left a little bit closer now after the scissor kick, since the latest nerf. That means you might be in SPD City.
Yeah.
So I would be scared to send Bison up in that matchup, personally.
Yeah, a little bit tough, right? But we'll see how it plays out. Again, Shopify Rebellion pretty much getting themselves a newly reinvigorated team with Safe and Hot Dog. Knuckle Do and Dual Kevin, not only are they teammates, but they are best friends as well.
Yes.
So with that in mind, let's take a look at what Shopify Rebellion has in store for this season of Street Fighter League.
The aura in this room is a bit different right now, and it is because I'm joined with a Capcom Cup champion and my dog, Knuckle Do Dang. What's going on, bro?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm feeling very phenomenal because we are here with a brand new season of Street Fighter League, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I think that your team on paper is the strongest that we have here. You say what today?
Please don't say that, because the best team never wins for Street Fighter League America, so we might be the second best. Who knows?
I mean, in the end of the day, but y'all got Knuckle Do Dang on your team as the leader. That's the thing, so maybe that's what'll make things different. Last year on Street Fighter League, we expected a whole lot of big things from your squad. In the end of the day, we built you up. I was talking crazy about you.
Yeah.
And in the end of the day, you ain't deliver, bro.
Yeah, we got smoked.
You kind of got smoked.
Yeah, we did.
What happened back then and what changes now? What did you learn from that to construct your team different?
Last year we had Zen language barrier, but we gave Zen to Mena, so he's gonna have to deal with that. Now we got Hot Dog. Now we got Hot Dog and Safe, and yeah. And Kev is looking amazing, so hopefully Kev carries us, because he plays Rashid,
Yeah.
So we got Rashid, Bison, Ken. Like, I made sure we got the right tools.
And you went and made an amazing pick, in my opinion. You went and picked up my man Safe. I don't think everybody would have necessarily expected that. Tell me about that Safe pick.
Yeah, so Dual Kevin suggested him in Saudi, and Punk, he randomly told me that, Safe was dogging him in rank match. I played him in World Warrior, and he beat me 2-1, and then I had to bring it back 2 games, so it's 3-2. But I understood like why Punk struggled so much, and he knows what he wants to do, and it's really it can throw people off. So yeah,
okay,
I'm really excited to see him play.
Now, the last time that you had a Street Fighter League championship, it was actually when me and you shared the same jersey, right? Yeah. So I'm just wondering, what is the missing component that you think that you used to have that got you a championship that now you don't have? What? Don't breathe hard, not to do dang. I'm just asking.
Well, I think, obviously you were a missing component, but maybe someone who's so receptive of my advice like I was to you, and I gave you such great advice.
Oh my!
I think if my teammates and if we all listen to each other, it might work out. Just like how we found success.
You flipped that on me. I cannot stand you. Okay, look, to end this off, I want to do a new segment, and it is called "What's New with Knuckle Do."
It's been cool, man. Like me and my wife, we just bought a house on Wednesday. We busting my ass moving, I gotta clean the dishes, all that. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited for my family to be in a much safer area.
Hey, Knuckle Do, not only team leader, but of course leader and good father leader his goddamn household. My dog, the one and only Capcom Cup champ, Knuckle Do.
I feel like that's like a very much so an ongoing theme with a lot of the captains in regards to their picks, right? We had heard a very similar answer from FlyQuest from Punk saying like, you know what, I have a teammate that I could trust to also bring in some of these points. Knuckle Do having complete and utter faith in Dual Kevin, also being possibly into anchor spot, possibly being the main point getter, what have you. But I think that's the biggest thing that Knuckle Do is really, really trying to rely on.
And we've been waiting for him to get back on this character, right? We saw Dual Kevin. He was having a pretty good time when the game first launched, but as soon as he got his character back, we see him right back in the upper echelon of results, just like he left off in Street Fighter V. And I'm glad to see him being a true threat in Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, speaking of true threats of Street Fighter 6, we have the other side of the coin, right? We have the Bandits camp being led by Meta RD, and it also has his pretty much family members. Now he's got Kaba, he's got Louis Man, he has Jin. Now Jin may not be of the same blood, but I will say in terms of Street Fighter, they're cut from the same cloth.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great point to highlight, actually. Jin is definitely very much of the I got the reads, right? I got the feel based. He's not just a numbers guy. He's not just the lab. He'll make some wild decisions because he believes how the game is going to play out. So I'm very much looking forward to this. Let's hear what Mena has to say in regards to his new team and the new season of SFL.
I am with the returning Street Fighter League World Champion from Team Bandits, the one, the only, 2-time Capcom Cup champion, Mena RD. Hey, listen, I'm feeling good. The first thing I got to ask you about is the elephant in the room. You guys are the returning champs, right? You won it all, but yet you still switched your roster up. That's surprising. Why?
It's a matter of it just couldn't happen because of personal reasons and change in the players. And I can say it clearly. Xiaohai right now is focused more on the CPT and streaming, and it was his decision. I definitely wanted Xiaohai this year for sure, but he just didn't participate. And in the matter of Chris is also in the fence of should I compete, should I not? It's a very interesting process. But I don't know if people know Chris is the coach this year of Team Bandits, so he's still involved and he still has that championship mentality. But I trusted my team. I tried to make it happen. It just didn't.
Okay, so now, of course, one of those teammates is Jin, right? Very interesting situation there where, of course, we know you and Jin have a rivalry going on. We've seen a lot of posts back and forth. Jin actually got the better of you in some tournaments and everything. He's one of your targets. Him being on your team is a bit, is that a little weird for you?
It's not weird at all. It's only beneficial to me. I gotta be realistic right now. I'm not in the best position with my characters, so I gotta try to have the advantage strategy-wise. Jen, the most difficult player for me. DJ, the most difficult character. I'm confident versus DJ right now. I want them to send DJ to me right now. And they can't send Jen because I have him. So, it feels really good. And I just got to be realistic. I got to put the ego aside if I want to win. It's a team tournament at the end of the day.
Okay, so you brought that up, that character crisis thing right there, right? I think some people think that there's some blood in the water, Mena RD. You're normally the bull. You are the guy. You are the only 2-time Capcom Cup champion. But right now, some people might say that, hey, before Cream City, it was a little bit shaky. They might think right now is the time to come take the crown from you at Street Fighter League. And what do you say to that?
there's nothing I can say. I can just show with the controller. You know, at the end of the day, the past is the past. I showed at Crim City, but it doesn't matter either. What matters is what I'm gonna do now. You know, and if you doubted me, then you're a fool, man. You know.
This year, what is it that is pushing men of RD to compete, to dominate the competition?
I'm coming back for Team Nasser.
Whoa! Oh, that's fire! In the World Finals. I see what you're saying. Enough said. Drop the mic. This season is about to be spicy. It's gonna be ridiculous, and we cannot wait to see what you do in the rest of Team Bandits. Good luck this season, brother.
Ooh-wee, that's what I'm always looking forward to, Mena having a mic, man, letting people know. You think this man's weak right now?
Who's saying that?
That's what I'm saying.
Bring them to me. I want to know who's saying that.
Need to fix your face, my man.
It's just one Cream City convergence.
Yeah, yeah. He ain't going nowhere when it comes to the upper echelon of results. We heard when the rosters got revealed, he's coming for Capcom Cup and SFL in the same year, and he's already looking past this. He says this is in the bag already. SFL US is coming home, and I'm looking for Nasser at the World Championships. Yo, I don't know what the birds did to him, but he is not letting them go, huh? They even in the same region, and he's still going bird watching. That's
crazy.
OD.
That's actually pretty good. He's going bird watching?
Yeah, he put the binoculars out from across the pond. He's like, I see what y'all doing over there to you.
It's like,
I see what y'all doing.
They're doing it again. It's just like, man, I gotta say, just the mentality that he has, him doing it again, like year after year after year, like really claiming his mark and really claiming his territory. It's quite impressive because he's usually one to hit the mark. Again, these guys are technically the reigning champs of Street Fighter League World Edition, right?
Yes,
Not even just for the US, but also in the world. The first time that the championship has ever hit and touched US soil, and smacking the lips a little bit. But I gotta say, that's a really, really big challenge that he's issuing to the rest of the world. He didn't even put Japan into the picture. He's like, you know what? I'm coming for the birds. Straight up. I don't give a damn.
In March over at Capcom Cup, but right now we're getting the fated duel, NuckleDu versus Kaba. Exactly what we wanted to see. If y'all are unfamiliar with the lore, you got me good with that one. If y'all are unfamiliar with the lore, Kaba defeated NuckleDu over at Cream City Convergence, declared himself best Guile in the world, and NuckleDu did not take kindly to that for 1 second.
Yeah, no, there was definitely some amounts being thrown. There was definitely a couple of rebuttals. And what's funny enough, I think a lot of the rebuttals came from people outside of the conversation trying to get on both ends. I'm like, what are you guys doing, man? Let them talk it out. Let them figure it out like adults.
It led to NuckleDu laying the smackdown in Spanish on Twitter, which I really enjoyed, honestly.
Beautiful.
All right, so NuckleDu versus Kaba. We're going to get our fated duel here. Kaba was able to defeat.
Do it every time.
Kaba was able to defeat NuckleDu at Cream City Convergence, declared himself best Guile. Do not taking kindly to that, laying the smackdown on Twitter in Spanish, whether it to be Kaba or the third parties that wanted to rear their heads into the conversation. Right now, Du is letting it be known that the Guile going to be on the bench this time because this is for my team. The Cammy's doing work, catching the counter, his left and right. Complete control to open up this one. Not quite though. Kaba be able to hold on for a little while.
Ooh, what a whip punish. Yeah, I like that option. I like that ender too. So NuckleDu actually popping off a little bit. He's pointing at the camera. He's like, all right, go next, bro. Go next. So I do have a question, a very genuine question as the bus ask continues.
Oh my.
If NuckleDu wins with Cammy,
yes,
is Kaba still the best guy?
So that's the thing, right? Is that I think Du has highlighted, he's like, look, this is for my team. This isn't just for me. This isn't our beef. Like, I'm going to pop off on you because I'm getting the dubs, but this isn't beef related. This is business right now. Because when it's beef, I think they'll do the Guile mirror. But right now, Du's making sure his team gets that dub by any means necessary. Even perfect pairing the Sonic Blade on Wake Up.
And it's facts, too. Yeah, NuckleDu is truly a professional in keeping it in that regard, too, right? He's going to make sure he ensures that W by any means necessary. And I do mean it, any means necessary.
Most def. Now he's a drive rush cancel confirm away from establishing that game one up against Kaba. And this is another thing that having somebody like Dual Kevin on his team allows him to do, right? Of course, Kaba looking for the big step kick. It's one of the best tools to confirm into Super for Guile. They always look for it when they got the meter loaded. NuckleDu, perfect scouting. But this is something that NuckleDu having a legitimate number two, as he put it, with Dual Kevin on the team, it allows him to do this, right? He's able to step up and feel comfortable going up against Kaba in the first game. I'm going to get this dub because I can put Dual Kevin at the anchor, and I have confidence in him beating whoever is on the other team. All right, so NuckleDu versus Cabo. We saw Du, like we said, taking care of business with the Cammy, right? Able to take the first game. We'll see if Kaba can adjust. It's tough, though, in this sequence with NuckleDu able to kind of manipulate from the air with the dive kick. And he's always picking angles where if he does regular jump instead of dive kick, the flash kick is just going to completely whiff, right? That's what really makes you hesitate as anti-airing on the Guile side of things.
So far, I love the activity coming from Kaba. But right back at you, NuckleDu not only fluent in the ways of the offensive capabilities that Cammy has, but also being able to show out with that perfect parry. That upside down kick, just defying gravity, just gets me every single time.
Yeah.
What the heck does he do?
It's an Air Force special hidden technique.
What part of training camp is that?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Able to make the gravity in the air work for him. Right now, though, Du again has established a significant lead. Kaba, you see, he's hesitant on throwing the projectiles. He knows the quick spin knuckle is there as well, even with the projectile invulnerability happening later. Oh, but nonetheless, right? As soon as NuckleDu sees Kaba looking to apply pressure, busted out again. Word! Jump, the delayed jump right there, catching Kaba trying to gain some ground after the boom. That felt like Du just knowing how Guiles work, man.
Yeah, because that was an outright punish counter against the Knee Bazooka.
Yeah. And it felt like Du didn't jump like when he could have, like immediately when he could have, right? Like it did feel like a later jump to kind of bait Kaba into that.
That is a wild read upon that situation too. It's a very niche situation to happen as well. NuckleDu getting another punish counter too after the roundhouse. Back to back on. Now we get the side switch proper from Kaba.
Oh, and yeah, Kaba is going to drain it all. Yes, indeed. Make sure he gives himself another chance here, right? Might as well go to another round where you can make all kinds of decisions. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry. Got a little ahead of myself here. He is burnt out with no meter. Oh, but it's okay.
As you see a little walk back, I gotta say, from Kaba, throwing in that standing jab. That jab is a lot further when you get like the slow motion and like the freeze frame on that. Like that bad boy can really extend. Punish counter against the dive kick too.
Like that. Oh man, so close to getting whiff punished. NuckleDu was just slightly late on the sweep.
I don't even know if it was against the dive kick per se, actually. I gotta make sure to check that actually. Either way.
Yeah, and Kaba once again letting it loose. And that's honestly, I'll get back to that in a moment. That's Du. Already getting the corner pressure, catching Kaba reaching. Harassing with the standing EM kick. Both players looking for big confirms.
Yeah, the big confirm that comes out of NuckleDu can really drain out the drive gauge from Kaba. But it's Kaba who's still withstanding the test of time, playing as much defense as possible. Does find a shot too! And even if he wanted to, he still had another little bit of gauge left.
Well, that stand roundhouse range. So you can actually keep that up. The one thing that he did to get out of it is when he jumped over it the first round of this game and dashed up on the second round. Yeah. But you've been jailing him for the most part with your roundhouses, so you're still good.
Especially after the drive rush cancel and the jab, right? It was crouch beam kick, drive rush cancel, jab, and he was able to flash kick afterwards. You lose your charge with the flash kick, right? So he really had to bet on it being the true block string and then flash kicking afterwards, which is what happened. So really great stuff from Kaba and not just falling into the false sense of security of trying to challenge a drive rush cancel. Right there. Wow. The jump timings from Du caught Kaba off guard, then just using the shimmy after the jump in.
Just the call outs too from NuckleDu, knowing full well when Kaba actually wants to reach, right? The last couple of instances, man, what an interruption again from Kaba against the spin knuckle.
Yeah, usually I think that's a spot where Guiles will throw two sonic booms pretty autopilot-y and Du. Oh, he tried to call it out, but speaking of call outs, Kaba's the one doing it, shutting down the air approach with level 1. Wow, this is immaculate stuff right now, and the dive kick gets reacted to. Kaba.
Way at home, too.
Yeah, for real, though. We're on the beach. Oh!
No, I gotta say, man, water's over in the public. Beautiful, beautiful place.
Not like anything we have here. All of our water here in California look ugly.
It's kind of dirty. Oh, that jumping again. Also kind of dirty. But again, it really goes back to what we were talking about earlier. NuckleDu's just understanding of what Kaba wants to do with that space. It's so beneficial for him thus far. But the side switch might be the big changeup.
And Du, he bet on something early right there, but he got the whip punish, but not a big conversion. I wonder wonder if he's feeling a little shook after this as well. Ooh, and yeah, Kaba knew the neutral jump was going to be there. He got a little bit of damage out of it.
A little two-piece. Not too bad. Punish kind of damage as well.
Yeah.
Low medium picks again. Encroaching on that space. He's double duty. Pretty much going back and forth on the team around us. Getting the punish counter to get more of that state. I don't know if it's going to be like anything significant, but now the dive kick's coming into changing it up with just normal jump-ins. And you saw Kaba kind of stand up a little bit, so he didn't have that charge maintained. Again!
Exactly, yeah. I think Dude's really picking his spots well. Kaba has not chosen anti-air once. He does level 1 reversal though after the pressure was on. He's burnt out with no meter to his name now though. He's got some distance. The really late dive kick catches Kaba, maybe trying to throw tech the landing, and then reaching again. It's a final round just like that.
3 bars to his name. He's willing to spend it all if he can land this initial hit. Jump in fierce. Man, Kaba again. Not a single anti-air has rung out thus far from all these jump-ins. Kaba is going to be in big danger so long as Knuckle Dew continues to jump on him just like this. But no, the low exposure, low medium kick. And now catching the overheads.
The overhead, try the fast fall low as well. He's in his bag right now, Dew. Feeling it, trying to close out this setup against Kaba. He's got a massive lead. Kaba risks the OD flash kick. Dude shuts it down and brings home the dub for Shopify Rebellion. Man, oh man, what a set between these two.
The matchup we were looking forward to, just in a different sort of space. Not necessarily the Guile mirror match to claim the rightful throne between these two titans, but instead it's for the bigger picture here at Street Fighter League Pro-US. NuckleDude doing it big for his team. 10 points. Pretty significant deal going forward with the momentum, man. That's got to be like highly intense. If I were on that team and I was like sitting by watching that, I'm like, damn. Now we have to win.
Yeah,
Based off of that, we have to win.
100%. I love Dew going about it in a business-like fashion. As we said, you mentioned, he said, I'm willing to put up 5 figures. I'm willing to do it in the Dominican Republic. We can go Guile Mirror in a long set. But when it's up to my team, when it's a 2 out of 3, and I got to do it for more than just me, he went with the character that he believed would get the job done in a quick set, and boy, did Cammy ever.
All right, coming back into it now with game number 2 underway, team battle with Shopify Rebellion versus Bandits. It's going to be Safe coming up to bat against Jen. Did you see this coming? Because I actually didn't.
Yeah, Safe versus Jen here. Like looking at the squad in between the remaining players, Dual Kevin, Safe, and Hot Dog going up against Jen. I honestly was thinking the Hot Dog just because he'd probably be most familiar with Jen. I think they've been running some casuals here in the meantime. But nah, it looks like it's Safe coming up to the plate. I like putting Safe in an environment to get him accustomed to this atmosphere early, right? Put him out there, first time in SFL. And I think Safe is one of the most like calculated madmen in this game, as you can see, right?
Yes.
Like legitimately.
Literally,
like,
yes.
Drive rush, 99 seconds for the crouch medium kick. So he'll do wild stuff like that, waking up with the ODDP. But he really is, like he knows his ranges extremely well.
He really does. And I actually had the pleasure of talking to him right before the matches even started. He understands, he is self-aware, he is self-conscious that he is a madman.
And it's honestly, I think one of the most successful styles of play with Ken. Like you need a bit of madman in you to really put the fear of this character in people's hearts as he's doing right now. And then he'll have things like that on deck, right? The crouch confirms, always ready, always optimal.
Nice.
First round in the books.
Yeah, you got this, you got this.
God, he's setting everybody ablaze right now. Safe, just a little movie magic there against Safe getting the first round. A couple of discrepancies in case you might have noticed on your screen, but the fact of the matter is we still got the same amount of bar. Safe still retaining that first round, and Zen already applying the bus ass while maintaining his 2 bars as well. The Cycle Mine being applied. Already off to a fantastic start. Safe is looking under pressure.
Look at this momentum, Jen. Looking nice and ready for anything Safe's gonna do. Even trying to escape the corner. Took a little perfect parry, put the mine on him. Safe. Not gonna get bullied into submission here, but another perfect parry for Jen already. Setting the tone.
Man, having all the time in the world to kind of like apply yourself in the match of Zen. Immediately on the gauge, being able to get the OD scissors into the Cycle Mine. OD uppercut. Safe has been non-stop with the guessing game upon wake up.
Yeah, we see the aggression coming out, right? How active he is defensively. Ooh, finally condition to block for a moment there, but you can see right back to try to squirm out. Jen scouting the jump out perfectly, just like he did last round, right? We saw the perfect parry when Safe tried to jump out of the corner the first time. This time, Jen, hell attack into the round victory. Well done.
And the pattern.
And one of the biggest things that we can look for is how Safe is going to react on defense, right? Zen has actually done a great job of noting some of the options that Safe has gone for. Now, granted, it may not have been like the best type of reads, but I think taking an ODDP is just fine. All things considered, you're not going to get like the same type of opening. Sure, they have to drive much forward, but at the same time, you're forcing them to spend all that bar. But I think right now, Zen has got it on lock. Safe to say, no pun intended.
Yeah, most definitely busting this Safe open right now. We know the combination. Let's see, get back. Oh, tried to whip punish there, but I love that. Challenge the plus frames with the perfect parry. Safe not going to let Jen just dictate this tempo.
And like him not fully committing to the hit confirm too, off of the stand fierce because of the fact that Zen was caught jumping initially, then now he's going to get caught jumping. Full conversion from Jen.
The hell attack rewards that Jen is pulling out right now. Safe really brought himself back in, but that one combo enough to put Jen on set point, and look, he's got Safe uncomfortable now. Putting himself in the corner, taking a couple of throws. How many more throws are you gonna take? Exactly, Jen switching to pinching Safe, trying to escape.
So far, all the guesses have been correct. Oh, I love that guess actually, just in case.
We already know about that though, the crouch medium punch buffer. That'll allow Safe some reprieve, but only for a little moment. Jen, once again, waking up with the level 1, back to the aggression.
Ooh, just a raw OD Cycle Crusher.
Not the startable what Safe was looking for. Same instance there. This time the scissor kick coming through. That's a 2-0 victory for Bandits on Jen. And this is what we were talking about, right? We know Mena is going to utilize Jen in a lot more than just best of ones this season, and you can see exactly why here.
I really do love the current synergy that the Bandits camp has with their overall talent, right? Being able to distinguish who's going to be setting up themselves for those 10-point games to snipe out a couple of points and secure it, and also who's going to be stepping up to the anchor spot. Well, one thing is for sure, from the Bandits camp, majority of the time, it might just be Mena RD, between him or Kaba because of the way that they've both been playing. But what's really been surprised lately, Mena RD switching over to the Zangief, right? We had seen an instance of that over at Cream City Convergence. Heck, during the patch notes for the Terry drop, even Mena RD is like, well, who am I going to pick up next now that the knee hammer is no longer a thing, right? No longer a threat. But I think other than that, I think Zangief's still a huge threat to a majority of the roster, or at least, yeah, I want to see majority of the roster.
Absolutely, I would say so. And I think Mena at the helm of the character as well, you got to take that into account, right? Someone as solid, and the playstyle of Mena RD, I think really lends itself to a character like Zangief. Mena RD is going to need those big reads that he's known for, digging deep for them. And of course, his ground game is immaculate. That's what really, I think, couples him with his wild style and hard read decision making. What makes it so successful is that he can play that slow, steady, traditional Street Fighter game. And I think Gief is really good at that style in this iteration of Street Fighter. Sure, he doesn't get as big of a reward as some other characters, right? No crouch medium kick into drive rush, cancel rewards, stuff like that. But when you go button for button in terms of range, I mean, Zangief is up there with the best of them.
No, I'm definitely glad you mentioned like going tit for tat in regards to like the normals and how he kind of can like outclass a lot of the characters. I think Zangief did a pretty decent job of doing so against Chi as well, surprisingly enough. Going right into it, Dual Kevin versus Mena RD, anchor spot battle between Shopify Rebellion and the Bandits. We get the big opener now from Dual Kevin.
I like from Dual Kevin, right? He saw that Mena was willing to make his decision after blocking the first drive rush normal instead of checking it, so he goes with the overhead off the drive rush, open him up, very smart.
Oh, that is classic too. Even off of the 2 light hits, you're not going to get like a really big conversion, so I think I like that as a measuring tool to go into the headbutt, and even more so afterwards to intimidate you with the SPD, which he landed by the way. So again, Dual Kevin already getting called out for his defensive decisions, but I don't think he needs to make any more.
No, let's go.
Yeah, exactly. Got to make all offensive decisions after that last one. Really just successful on Mena RD's wake up multiple times here. Mena, you can see, trying to find his space, inching in and out. Oh, and as soon as he takes to the sky, remember that has a cross-up hitbox. One of the few things in this game that does. You saw putting the pressure on again here. He's just weathering all that storm. He is getting his drive meter drained and eventually opened up. Dual Kevin, he has the corner advantage, keeping the frame traps clean. Damn safe jump this time, and RD does weather it correctly.
I love the fact that Dual Kevin was willing to hang back for just a little bit. As soon as he saw Meta RD kind of sitting there waiting patiently, managed to go with that drive rush. Dual Kevin again just sitting back, looking for the big whiff punish. Doesn't have to overcommit to anything. I think if anything, as soon as his drive gauge goes up here, he might be able to move on forward. Oh, deep pass, the drive impact, the reaction, but it's going to be enough. You know, Dual Kevin, he was holding north. Whichever direction, northwest, east, either way, Dual Kevin punished for his troubles, but that's full CA damage.
Oh, yes indeed. The damage on the health and the drive gauge as well, right? So Dual Kevin only got a bar left. No trade with the charged up whirlwind, though.
It's pretty smart, man. Like, I thought to myself, like, okay, he might be holding it because it was a different strength, but no, he was making sure that if he does hold it, like if he already caught him jumping at the right angles, if he does hold it, he does get the trade regardless. He could have gone into like OD spin mixer, BB, or anything really. So that was actually really well read, I should say, from Dual Kevin.
Absolutely, man. That whirlwind, using it to shut down, because as you mentioned, he could have gambled, let it go early, but why do that when you can really bait them into it, and all you need is the trade for the kill. So great calculations. But remember, we are in 3 out of 5 territory. This is the big 20-point match.
He gets an enhancement off of that?
Yeah, exactly. He gets the air current. Can do all type of enhanced stuff, whether it be jump, spin mixer, eagle spike, etc.
Yeah, even like the grounded dash or the command dash. Words are hard. Oh god, eagle spike on the way through. It's the forward throw. Not quite a punish counter. You just see a regular throw. Towards Men RD. A couple of headbutts too. A little bit of the hell stabs. What's going on here? Men RD is trying to apply a couple of mixes against Dual Kevin.
Busted out the Wrestling Strike Hall of Fame right there. The headbutts, the throw chops. Right now, Meta, he needs a bigger hit. He needs a bigger reward here. Nice to stand fierce. Able to cut him off the pass for now, but still, right? He's such a tough position. Great check on the whirlwind cancel.
I'm loving that too. Men RD still paying attention to the exact normal and what happens after the cycle come out of Dual Kevin, to be honest.
Wow, and that whirlwind hit and gave him the level 2. I didn't even realize. Man, I'm not sure what happened. We saw Dual Kevin kick the tornado. I don't know if Mena reacted to the animation, tried to check something, did not go the way he thought it would.
I'd imagine Men RD assumed Dual Kevin was going to like dash up in there.
Yeah, exactly.
The jumping became out, but it was indeed the case. I think that was a great assessment there from Dual Kevin. The reversal does get grabbed. I'd imagine Men RD. Do you think he's going for the jump cancel SPD?
He might be, honestly. Of all people, Men RD is definitely somebody to look for that. On the hard read attempt, but he tries a hard read there. Dual Kevin back dashing out of the range, out of the danger of level 3.
Oh, okay. No problem.
Kill.
You got this.
Lead.
For what it's worth, I think the super jump cancel.
Take a deep breath.
Sorry, just the jump cancel SPD.
Yeah, you're playing amazing.
Yeah, so that would have actually worked out pretty well for Ben RD if his attempts at the jump SPDs were true, right?
Yeah.
If Dual Kevin, he had gone for throws in those exact instances where you saw reversal from the side of Zangief, so I think that's something to be wary about from the side of Dual. Actually, no. For Dual Kevin, in my opinion, I think he's going to keep on throwing until it actually happens. Until he actually gets that speed boost.
I agree, yeah. Mena RD. So you can cancel your pre-jump frames in this game into a special. I believe Zangief has one more pre-jump frame than most characters, so it's a little easier to do with him. So you can avoid the throw and then still get a special on the ground like an SPD like you mentioned. So it's a very niche tool, but the godlike Zangiefs do use it, and we know Mena RD, one of the best in the business with whatever he's using. For a little DDT action. One of my favorite things to do.
That's great.
I love that too. Attacking the low, seeing he's winding up with the fears, and that does have armor, but not against lows.
Oh, you already know, man. He has been conditioning. Oh, boy. Powerbomb? Damn!
Chunking him, bro.
I didn't think that was going to kill him.
Yeah, that was wild.
Holy.
Man the nose. Oh, man the nose. He's coming for you. I wonder, that seems very strange because that wasn't like a backdash or anything from Dual Kevin. Maybe toothless.
Perhaps, man. Oh! That backdash was a pretty scary ordeal. Or nothing came out of it. Again, another reversal. Perfect carry. I'm invincible. Oh.
Little explosion. Instead, Dual Kevin, look how active he's being defensively now as well.
Good block.
Incredible block, honestly. Dual Kevin has been getting mad mileage out of that overhead. Scary stuff. Yeah, he had to get out of the dodge of the second headbutt.
Oh! I respect the strat. I genuinely respect the strat. He was just waiting, couple of hesitating into the drive impact. Kevin, presence of mind to get a parry just in case.
Yeah, we saw what something like 2 games of Intel did for somebody like Punk, right? See if Mena RD can make something similar happen here. Kevin, though, he's got the position advantage. Bro, chop again, and he just resets it to the SPD. And Kevin, though, he has not been good in bullied. Mena comes through, and that is KO. Best believe, no questions here.
Zangief doing headbutt and do the second headbutt. If you bad dash the second headbutt, is punishable. No? If you're doing two headbutt in a row, it's punishable. If you bad dash it, and this like -6 or 7.
Yeah, I also think you should throw him more. He looks like he's going to take a lot of these throws. But it looks like his overall approach is just be a little bit more aggressive and make sure.
Kind of keeps Dual Kevin away.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I'm just going to do it this time.
I think Dual Kevin was of the mind of like, okay, I baited it out last time, so he's not going to go for it in a similar situation where I'm pressuring him, right? But no, that's the exact time we're going to do it, right? It's all about kind of playing against expectation, even when you think you condition your opponent. Maybe they're thinking on a different level.
Still going to be Dual Kevin in 2 games.
Ooh, yeah, does get out of that, but never for free.
Always being able to cover the options in case they escape the throw. NRD can't escape this. SPD. Drive rush on forward just to close the gap. Able to get into the
Nice, the OD spin mix once again from Dual Kevin. He's a little scary though, because he's in burnout, but so is Mena RD now. It's only -2.
Swinging away all the things.
Risking these jumps. He knows he has the health to take a couple right, and all he needs is one jump in to connect for the win. Coming RD, he keeps risking it. Dual Kevin, though, he's been on point. Caribbean Cyclone teched after. Both players back in the green. Wow. The enhanced OD spin mixer. All the way into the level.
Let's go. Believe it. I would have thought maybe like Pixel because he is a hefty boy. 1100.
Yeah. Wow.
The case.
What awareness from Dual Kevin right there, knowing Rashid so well. That range on the OD enhanced spin mixer. Really good stuff, and obviously the reward he got after. Immense to put himself on set point.
At least move forward. Drive rush short, crouching short. That's pretty much all the range you need to get this full sequence.
Yeah, that drive rush crouching short is a menace, man. Really good. Links into mediums on hit, frame traps on block, but oh my goodness, stomped his shoes out. Scuffed the Air Forces. Oh my goodness, and he can't find the anti-airs right now. Mena RD running amok with the savagery. We got a level 3 combo. Dual Kevin still in burnout. This round's looking long for Mane.
I'm a level 2 on deck, but he's going to be in burnout for a bit.
Dual Kevin right. Oh, he does land the enhanced spin mixer though.
This is huge.
He's gonna use the level 2. I was gonna say before this combo, maybe you save it, but now he sees some signs of life. He gets his drive meter back as well during this.
Oh my god! That's gonna be enough. It sure is. Mena RD fighting for dear life, by the way. Dual Kevin still looking at match point. 1 bar to his name, 1 super out to his name, I should say. Mena RD doing a great job of staying alive thus far and really checking out the neutral game. What's going to happen here between the two? Dual Kevin trying to test the waters out with the roundhouse. You saw Mena RD with Butter with the carry.
Indeed, and then check in the sequence, but seems like a button got lost there. Not exactly what the version he was looking for. Dual Kevin staying ready with the anti-airs. We've only seen him crack a couple of times in the jump-ins.
Very reluctant within the space to throw out the buttons.
Yeah, Dual Kevin has been extremely patient on the ground here, but then he keeps testing him with these block strings that Mena RD passed him with flying colors. Beautiful perfect parry. We got the corner situation for Dual Kevin just like that. Couple of throws here, putting Mena on the back foot. My goodness, Mena actually went for a parry after he gets the punish on the drive reversal attempt. He's got level 3 on deck as well. Arabian Cyclone. Yes, indeed. Dual Kevin able to close it out up against Mena RD 3-1 and seal the victory for Shopify Rebellion.
30 points to their name, both with Knuckle Dew and Dual Kevin. Those are the main two that have been highlighted for the squad. That's exactly the ones that are going to be making it a 30-10 victory for Shopify Rebellion. I like that. I really do like that a lot. We prefaced it with the type of interview that Knuckle Dew was coming in with, the exact missions that Dual Kevin was assigned for, and going up against BenRD, no easy feat, right? But who else better than Dual Kevin, having that experience because of Cream City Convergence, having that experience exactly within the same matchup as well with Zangief. I feel like he was the only one equipped for the job.
Shopify clutching out the W over the reigning defending SFL World Champion Bandits. Big ups to them. We're obviously going to talk to them in a moment, but before we do, want to thank our sponsors that make Street Fighter League happen. First up, Asus coming through once again. Level up your gaming with Asus ROG monitors designed for both console and PC gamers. Asus ROG offers various panel types, including stunning OLED displays and the highest refresh rates. Visit asus.com to elevate your experience today.
And as we've officially wrapped up the first day of team battles, let me talk to you about the official headset of Street Fighter League Pro-US. The SteelSeries Arctis Nova Pro is indeed the official headset of Street Fighter League US, enhanced with premium high-fidelity drivers and sonar software. The Nova Pro is ideal for any fight you take on, and it's exactly what's going to gear on and actually help fuel a lot of the players for the rest of the tournament for Street Fighter League. We've wrapped the first day of Street Fighter League Pro-US. Standing by with the winners, we have RobTV with Shopify Rebellion.
And just like that, the champs are officially bleeding. Shopify Rebellion with a huge win over Bandits. Dude, we got the Cobble match immediately. What's going on there?
I'm sure people wanted the Gao mirror, but I'm only playing 10K for that. You know what I mean? Like, if it's not 10K, I'm going to just secure the 10 points.
Oh my gosh.
Get the job done, and yeah, that's pretty much what the thought process was.
Okay, so if they are willing to put up the 10K at Blink Respawn, for example, you running that Gao mirror?
Yeah, 100%.
All right, now let me talk to my man's Kev. That was ridiculous. All right, I like to hear that energy. Now, Kev, in the anchor spot, you go up against Minna RD, two-time Capcom Cup champ. 3-1 is crazy, and it's a Cream City run back.
I'm glad my teammates have trusted me. I think this is the first time I've been in anchor spot out of all the SFLs I've been. I think this is my fourth one now, and first time being in anchor spot. I felt comfortable because it's a first to three setting, how Street Fighter 6 should be played, but I'm just glad my whole team has belief in me.
All right, Kevin, you definitely proved that they are right to be putting that faith into you. Shopify Rebellion clearly is on a tear, a juggernaut, and a force to be reckoned with.
Welcome to the end of Street Fighter League Day 1. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for this hellacious day of Street Fighter. We saw some revenge, some redemption, some showing out for the first time offline. We got our man RobTV from the interview room back up here with the desk. How you doing, fam?
I'm feeling amazing, man. The first week of Street Fighter League absolutely deliver on all fronts. FlyQuest, Shopify, Cloud9, Fighting Spirit. I mean, come on. Right now, all of those guys are looking absolutely insane. And I tell you what, the one I'm probably most surprised about, or I say excited about, is Cloud9. First time on Street Fighter League and looking phenomenal, Vicious.
Yeah, I mean, you have that composition of having JB, Lex, you have Boost, and then you didn't even get to like unlock the full potential with like no other Prodigy, right? These are the teams that are currently at the top that we've talked about. We have FlyQuest, Shopify Rebellion, Cloud9. Aren't those the three teams that we had discussed prior to the games even starting as being like the potential winners of the whole thing, or at least making it that far into playoffs?
We might have been doing this thing. We might know a thing or two over our years of doing this. I'm just trying to tell you what's going on. The first match that we had today was, of course, Fighting Spirit going head-to-head with Cloud9. Fighting Spirit, of course, been around for a long time. They're the longest tenured team as far as all playing together, going against, again, as you said, the New Bloods. And in the end of the day, it was Cloud9 who was able to get it done.
Yeah, absolutely. With, I think, two big storylines coming out of this, right? The fact that Boost was able to come here offline, different environment, different atmosphere than he's used to, and able to perform. After going down to Shien to start the set, able to bounce back and show he's got the composure for an environment like this. And then JB, I was telling Vicious while we were commentating, I'm used to JB being in the number 2 role, the number 3 role, right? Not usually the primary option if we want to get like basketball analytical style, right? But here, this is his team. He is the captain. He's the first person that Cloud9 signed for fighting games. He put himself in the anchor position and came through heavy. That shows me great maturation and growth.
But let's move on to the next set, right? We had Red Rooster versus FlyQuest. FlyQuest taking it down 30-10 against Red Rooster. Now, Red Rooster actually had a little bit of a different look towards their team composition, right? Not only a full Puerto Rican team, no longer actually. They have what? They have Uriel Velorio and Brutus, who both actually had their chances to play this time around.
Yeah, in that match, so Uriel, he did look very strong in his first match, even though he was not able to come out victorious. Yeah. But to me, the main storyline, the coolest thing was Brutus versus Punk.
Yeah.
Brutus brings Punk down to the brink. He was actually up 2-0 Zangief versus Cammy. Punk keeping it a buck. 11 players do this and says that actually, I think that matchup is pretty close to even, where a lot of people say that Zangief wins it. But the fact that even though Punk came back, he is the Evo champion, even though he beat Brutus, I will say that being your first match on Street Fighter League and you're playing that strong, it spells doom for Brutus's future opponents.
100%. It's a moral victory when you can get Punk to do the gamer lean, right? Like Punk had to start sitting up straight, get locked in, because he was down 2-0 and against Zangief, it is so easy for that third game to slip away. So great stuff from Punk, obviously bounced it back, but the way Brutus bursted onto the Street Fighter League scene, I think you're 100% right, yeah. Rob.
There was even a moment where Punk was like, yeah, I haven't really watched a Brutus match before, but now
he's never even seen one, let alone played them.
Yeah, I think that's got his attention pretty much like right off the bat too. And luckily enough, I feel like for this exact team, Red Rooster and Brutus, I don't think they have to really like go up against that unless it's in the later half, in the second half. So this already putting Brutus on the map with that statement is a pretty big signifier that Brutus is here to play, and he's going to be like one of the bigger threats coming in from Red Rooster. But for the finale, for our last matchup, this is where the storylines hit mad hard. Shopify Rebellion versus Bandits. There's been a long-standing history going up until this point why this was so important. Just based off of the first matchup, Knuckle Dew versus Kaba, the amount of beef, the stewage coming in from both, it was enough to feed an army.
Okay, so I got to ask you guys immediately off jump, for everybody watching at home and for my brothers right here, does it count? The fact, as far as a beef set, we know it counts. We know it's 10 points in the end of the day.
Yeah, of course.
But as far as the Kaba versus Knuckle Dew, mind you, Knuckle Dew was on the home team, so he chose to go up against Kaba.
Yeah.
It was a personal decision right there, but he didn't use the guile. What are we saying with that?
So I don't think it necessarily counts towards the guile superiority, because that's where a lot of the beef originated from, right? But I do think it sends a message that, like, even when we're in the position of picking the matchups, we're not going to back down. right? If we're on the side of Shopify Rebellions, it's like Knuckle Dude's like, nah, we're going to give the people what we want because that's what I want too. Like, I'm not ducking any smoke.
Yeah,
He's the one that was like, I'll do this in the Dominican Republic, right?
That's right.
So I love just setting that tone because not only did they do that with Duan Kaba, they were like, Dual Kevin, you lost that Cream City Convergence, go get your redemption, fam.
That's the best part, too. You had like the precursor to the main course, right? Taking a look at the final matchup between these two teams, Dual Kevin facing off against Meta RD for the run back of Cream City Convergence. That is just as epic, if anything, looking at the way it started off to how it ended. I love that, too. Again, running it back. The Zangief pick from Meta RD.
Yeah.
I did not expect it to happen again.
Zangief, I mean, I'll say the dual Kevin situation, this is why we said on paper, Shopify Rebellion is probably a bit of a cut above a lot of other teams, in our opinion, because of the fact that I think they have 2 number ones. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to say, we know Knuckle Dude is looked at as the strongest on the team, but what I mean is they have 2 closers.
Yes.
They immediately, in their first one, not only did they put Kev in the anchor spot, he fought against Mena RD, 2-time Capcom Cup champion, and wins it 3-1. That's convincing right there. Shopify starting off as strong as you could possibly imagine. Make sure, if you do want to see if you can compete just as well as these players, or at least get to that point one day, or even just have a good time, pull up to capcom.us/WW24 to find the World Warrior events near you, completely free to enter, and always an epic time.
So yeah, we also have offline premieres coming up. We have Super Premiere in Singapore coming up this weekend, as well as the Super Premiere in Japan happening right after. It's going to be amazing stuff. Even after that, we have Blink Respawn in the Dominican Republic, as well as Kings of the World in the United Kingdom. I mean, this show of Street Fighter is not stopping anytime soon.
And speaking of nonstop, we expect you guys to show up in the exact same time next week for the next set of matches here for Street Fighter League Pro-US episode number 2. Let's take a look at who we have fighting off in the second battle. Going into it, FlyQuest versus Shopify Rebellion. The Bandits going up against Cloud9. Rounding it off is Fighting Spirit versus Red Rooster.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is, of course, once again, the home of the Street Fighter League World Champions, Street Fighter League US. The best players from across the globe convene here to fight in this Coliseum for your viewing entertainment. You do not want to miss week 2. Until then, I've been Hollywood RobTV. This has been Vicious and Rynge, and we go.
Oh, the whirlwind here. Oh, actually getting the enhanced jump.
Oh my God! That was so, even JD had to scratch his head on that one.
Now we got the OD Lariat. Oh, tried to get the Hezzy SPD off, but Punk drive rushing in for the punish. He's burnt out with no meter to his name now, though. He's got some distance. The really late dive kick catches Kaba, maybe trying to throw tech the landing. If we get to the corner, Psycho can win this game.
Oh, and we might just get that forward throw. Now we get some drive rush forward. Also going to be the slide still. Keeping him in the block stun, and I like that drive impact. He has to kill it now. 100% he has to. Valorio gets shut down immediately after. Damn.
Punishing the backdash.
He was waiting forever. The drive rush assault coming in from Boost. Cien has had no answers. You know, I take it all the way back. Cien, you have to face off against Boost.
Like, for real, though. Couple of throws here, putting Meta on the back foot. My goodness, Meta actually went for a parry after he gets the punish on the drive reversal attempt. He's got level 3 on deck as well. Arabian Cyclone. Yes, indeed. Dual Kevin able to close it out up against Meta RD 3-1 and seal the victory for Shopify Rebellion.